Hello, hello. All right. I believe we are live, but I'm going to need some confirmation from somebody because Sun is not in the channel quite yet. We got to our video for the day kind of late, and the editor needs to do editing things. But that'll give me some alone time with you out there. And yeah, and we'll catch you up on it, and then Sun will join us in maybe an hour or so. Emilio, hello. Hello, hello. I'm glad that you can see me. Hi out there. All right, so I'm going to start catching you all up on what is going on with the account. So our Arbiter missions are cruising along. We have hit number 93, which says get 2 rank 5 champions. Maybe I will wait a little bit to go over this because this is actually kind of big, and I want to make sure everybody's in here before I start going over that. So yeah, we can look at the roster. We're still sitting on a bunch of 40s. We do have some 30s. We've got another 30 coming up for some food. We've got some 20s that are all food. We did finally pick up an outlaw monk. We're leveling him up. One little hey Bryce. How you doing? So one little piece of sort of thing of note that happened last night is I got into the forge and I made my first 3 perception pieces and 3 resilience pieces. Now the resilience pieces were totally awful. They are just bad pieces. But the perception gear, on the other hand, I got a very, very nice piece of perception gear. I'd love to have this piece of perception gear on my main account. I probably have something like it somewhere. And it is this shield. Let me get myself out of the way so you can see it. All right, so it's this perception shield. So a legendary 6-star with speed and accuracy, plus HP and resistance, all great debuffer stats. Now, if I can roll into speed or accuracy, or speed and accuracy, this could be a very, very powerful piece on Deacon Armstrong. Now, the other 2 pieces weren't particularly good. This one is not great. It's not awful. It has defense and HP percentage. It also has attack percentage. He uses all of those stats. So it's an okay piece. But the weapon's actually not bad. It's a 6-star with accuracy and resistance. So both good stats. So potentially we can roll this up. Maybe if we get a couple of rolls into accuracy here. Between that and the shield, we might be increasing Deacon's accuracy by 80. We might be able to get 80 accuracy out of this. We're getting 40 from the set, right? And we already have 20 from just the pre-rolls. So if we get a double roll into one of these, or if we get at least one roll onto each side, we're going to be passing 70, right? We're because they're 6 stars, we'll probably get at least 70, 71, 72. But there's an outside chance of something at something like 80. So that would be phenomenal. And the additional speed, obviously, would be fantastic as well. So that was a really exciting moment last night. I wanted to save that. I didn't want to roll that up until I got on stream. I don't actually know what I'm going to do with Deacon Armstrong because I'm going to have to pull this shield set off of him. So we're going to talk about what to do with that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Let's say hello. Let's say hello to everybody. Kate of the Dead, good evening, all the people. Kieran Kiston, all my forge gear was bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Paul Thomas, hello. Sun is not in the stream just yet. I was just saying he is working on our video for the day. Unfortunately, we're a little bit behind schedule today. It is Friday. Kieran Kiston says, it's me, Chief. All right, Chief. Well, glad to see you. Where's the pro? Just the noob today. Yeah, Sun is still in the chat here. You're supposed to be working, Sun. Get back to work. No, he's doing, I got my video late to him today, so it's my fault. It's not on him at all. He has to just deal with whatever, whatever the on-screen talent, goes through that day. He just has to deal with it. So yeah, I'm hard to work with. Let's see who else is it. Mr. Fudan. Hey, he found it. I'm here. Great Dane, welcome. Yeah. So Great Dane got KO the 6-star last night. Awesome. Quick shout out to everybody who's been helping me out with the referral program. We've got another void shard here. So that is fantastic. I forget who said that they were level 10 bloody, but that is fantastic. We've got Snow King who may show up in a little while and get some more. And then we've got a third referral here that's up to level 15 and building slowly towards some additional rewards. So thank you so much for helping me out with those referral accounts. All right, let's see. What else can we show you? Now that we're starting to get some people here, I'll get to the bigger news. In case you just missed it, my forge item, just real quick, I'm really excited about this. I just showed it, so I'm going to show it again. Look at this legendary piece over here. It's over there now. Speed, accuracy, HP, resistance, 6-star legendary perception. Shall we roll it up? Shall we roll it right now? Does anybody want to say, hey, JB, how you doing? Femroll, hello. Boo, yo, dude, what's up? All right. Yeah, let's see. Emilio got a Brogni and a Wither from 2 Sacred Shards. A Brogni and a what is that is... I was telling Sun, because Sun doesn't know all of the champions yet. I'm like, if you had to pull 2 supports that work really, really well together and who are going to carry you through all of the content, I don't know if you could pick 2 better supports that weren't voids. Right? For non-void supports, you've got a cleanse, an increased defense, a leech, an AoE, a shield growth. What else do you have? You have something else. What else does Brogni bring? Is it a block debuffs? No, what does he bring? Let's go in there and check him out. Even before we do this. This was insane. I heard about this and I was like, this is not right. Yeah, it's a block debuffs and an increased attack. Plus he can remove buffs. He can remove debuffs. I mean, you have 2 cleansers. I mean, the Brogni debuff is not quite a cleanse, but almost, or debuff removal is almost a cleanse. That's crazy. Build those 2 and then just get some speed and damage and you're set, right? I mean, the only other thing maybe you could ask for is like some debuffs. You needed like a decrease attack and a weaken or something out there. But that's crazy. Those are the best back-to-back pulls I've ever heard of in 2+ years of playing the game. So, well, at least for a new account. Like that's just crazy. But okay. So enough about you. How about me? Let's talk about me. Yeah, I just want to talk about the shield. I don't even want to talk about me. So I want to roll this up. I've been waiting to roll this up. So speed is probably the best here. Accuracy would also be very good. I'd be very happy with multiple rolls in accuracy. Resistance would be okay. HP would be okay. If I roll this I'm only going to roll it 3 times. I'm only going to roll it up to 12. I'm hoping to get at least 2 of those into speed and accuracy. If I get 1 in 1, that's great. And if I get 1 into resistance or something, that's fine. Then when I take it to 16, if I can get 1 in the speed or accuracy there. So let's say I had 2 speed, 1 accuracy, 1 resistance. That'd be great. That'd be fine. At this level, that's all I really need. So let's just take it up to 4. And hopefully we'll get speed or accuracy right out of the gate. Preferably speed. No, we got HP. Of course we did. Of course we did. Let's go ahead and take it up to 8. If they give me another HP roll, I'm going to be very upset. Resistance. It's a little bit painful. Still a great piece. Let's take it up to 12. Now we really need a speed or accuracy roll. I mean, if I got 1 in each of these, if that's what my 4 rolls were, I would be totally happy with that. It'd still be an amazing piece. Come on. Speed. Accuracy. Okay. So we got that accuracy roll. Whew. Now I feel like at least it's rolled something. It's rolled something. I'm not rolling any 16s just yet. And then let's roll this one up and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can get 2 into accuracy, or at least 1 into each, and that would be really nice. Come on, accuracy. There we go. Sweet. And now gravy, accuracy would just be awesome. And if we get to 12 and we get speed on the substat, that would be even better. Okay, that's 1 each. Let's take this to 12 here. hoping for speed. 3 fails. I can't wait to get the instant upgrade that unlocks at 40, but I'm still far away from that. Come on. You can do it. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Okay. I don't like that at all. Come on. HP. Okay. At least it's a good stat. HP percentage is nice. So that's going to be not too shabby when I put those on my Deacon. Let's go ahead and let's look at Deacon here. Where is Deacon? Yeah, so we actually lose speed with that swap there. But we gain, look how much accuracy we get. We get over 115 accuracy. And then once we make the other swaps, we'll go for more speed. Maybe we'll go for 2 more speed pieces or 2 more perception pieces. We do have a chess piece, so we could do that. And see if we can't get, like, if I could get him up above, like, to, like, 160, that would be really nice. A little bit more defense there, so a little bit more survivable. I don't care about crit rate or crit damage. But, okay. So, decent pieces. Decent pieces. Those rolls didn't go exactly as I had hoped, but not too bad. Oh, we got a free thing here. Ancient Shard. Get that. All right. I don't like that these counters are on your, like, the timers are on your personal counters. They should just be tied to the server. And that way, as long as you get them somewhere within those 24 hours, you never waste time. Because if you don't see this for like 6 or 8 hours, you've just wasted 6 or 8 hours. Anti-fun mechanics. They just have to be punitive. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Hey, 3 rolls into HP. It was not. It was only 2. Hey, Cole, I almost finished Faction Wars. As I told you yesterday, I did not notice I would not have enough keys for Sylvans. Left it at 57 stars. That's too bad. So hopefully it'll come around again. And you did finish out again. Okay, congrats. Press the like, please, says Mr. Fudan. Yes, thank you for the reminder. Thank you for that reminder. I think all the timers in the game should be tied to the server. Like, I don't know why they're not. I do know why they're not, because they give you less that way. Because they, you know, when you go and, like, for instance, when you go into the shop, like the clan shop, and, you know, you get one of these champion fragments. Like, that's on your personal timer, right? Oh, no, it's not. It's not this one. This one resets, so it's just once a week. It's not this one. It's the other one. It's the, I think it's the 3v3. I can't even get in there. But it's the Bazaar. The Bazaar is on your timer. All right. So, what did I want to talk to you about today? Oh, now that we have everybody here. Sun will be joining us probably in about maybe about 2:45, something like that, maybe 3 o'clock. Like I said, I got my video to him late today, and we need to get that video out for all the people who don't come and watch the stream. But I wanted to talk about Arbiter missions. So we hit this mission. We both hit this mission, mission number 93, champion mission, get 2 rank 5 champions. And we had a debate, and we started talking about it. We weren't sure what we were going to do. And we decided we wanted to show 2 different approaches. But there are basically 4 things you can do at this point, right? Because you want to watch for what comes down the line. And this is really important. So down here, not too far away, you have upgrade 2 champions to level 50. Okay. So that means if you get a second 5-star champion, you can take it to level 50, right? But you don't have to. So we'll talk about that more. And then as you go, you keep going. Let's see. It's pretty far down here. Ascend a champion to level 5 of Ascension. That's not too bad. Get 4 rank 5 champions. So now you need 4 of these things. And then here before the end, before you get to the Justiciar, you have to upgrade 4 champions to level 50. All right, so you have these 4 missions, right? Get 1 level 50. I'm sorry, get 2 level 50s and then level up to level get 2 5-stars, level up 2 level 50s, get 4 5-stars, level up 4 level 50s. So those are the four missions. And so you have a few different options. One is you can bottleneck right here, right at the beginning. You can just say, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go for my 6-star right now. I'm just going to burn everything I've got to get my starter to 6 stars. And then what'll happen is your first food champion at 5 stars will unlock this mission, right? And then you will get to this second mission where it says level 2 champions to level 50, and you'll be stuck there until you get your 6-star. You get another 5-star and level that one up to 50. Okay, now I've done that before, and that works just fine. It is a decent option. So you get stuck here for a little while, but not too long, because it's basically however long you can get to 60. So if you're close to getting to 60, that's a pretty good option. If you're not that close to getting to 60, you get stuck here for a long time. Your second option, this option I've also done, is take one of your 4-stars like Deacon Armstrong, make him 5 stars. It'll get you past the first mission, and then you'll level him up to 50, and it'll get you past this mission. And that will get you all the way to get 3 rank. Oh, there's a 3 rank 5 champions there. So you would have to get, this would probably be your first food champion for your 6-star, right? And then the 4 would be your second food champion for your 6-star. And that means you would have to get 2 more up there and then get your 6-star champion. And again, now you'd be stuck here at upgrade 4 champions to level 50. So you could do that. So instead of leveling to 60 right now, you level your second one to 50, and you're going to get stuck here, but you're going to have a 60, you'll come back, and you'll get 2 additional 50s and have to level them up. Third option, you don't 6-star at all. You get 4 champions to level 50, right? So in that case, when you get here, you'd cruise through this one. You wouldn't get stuck at this one. And then you would go all the way through here. You fuse Justiciar. Now, just on the other side of in part 3, like the first or second or third mission of part 3, you have to get a 6-star. And so then you would be stuck and you would have to level up 5 new food chickens, 4 5-star chickens, I should say, 4 5-star chickens to get your 150 to 60. In the meantime, you would have no 60, so you would never have like a capstone mastery to do damage on clan boss and all that stuff. So that would be the easiest way to complete the missions, but it would be the slowest way to progress in clan boss. So those are our options. So we discussed all of these options, and we think we're going to take the middle ground, but we're going to do it a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a second 5-star. I thought about just going to my 6-star, but I decided not to. I'm going to build a second 5-star. And the reason that I decided to do that is because right now we've got 14 hours left of a 2-time Sacred Shard event, and I don't have any Sacred Shards, but I can get one. I can get one. And I can do that in campaign. So if I go to campaign, let me get myself back out of the way over there. If I go to campaign hard, if I can 3-star all of hard, then I can get a Sacred Shard. And there's a chance that if I can 3-star all of hard, I can potentially 3-star all of brutal. And if you 3-star all of brutal, you can get a second Sacred Shard. So that's my thought. If I bring up my Jamarsa or maybe my Deacon, I'll have 2 very strong level 50s. I still have them all in basically level 12 gear, so I can get them to level 16 gear, which is going to take a lot of silver. And that would allow me to potentially get 2 Sacred Shards in the next 13 hours or 14 hours. So that's my thought. Now, Sun has decided to do something different, and we'll talk to him about what he's decided to do and why he decided to do that when he comes back. We wanted to do 2 different things to show you 2 different options. And I'm not saying this is the best option, by the way. This is just the one I've decided to try on this account. I've done all of them. I've done the 4 5-stars. I've done 6-star right away, and then like get all the food champions going. That's like in the long run, that might be the fastest and the best. I've also done the 2 and then, 2 5-stars and then done the rest, like gone to 6 stars and done the rest. So I've done all the options. I don't know which one's best. Right now, why don't you just tell me what you think is best? Like if you were stuck here on this mission, what do you think would be the best way to proceed? Would you just stop here and get your 6-star champion right now, and let this one unlock based on your first 5-star chicken, and then you would basically get stuck down here for a little while at the level 2 champions to 50. Would you do that? Or would you level 1 more champion to 50? Or would you go and say, no, I'm going to get all 4 5-stars first? Like, what way would you choose? I want to read these answers. I want to see what people are saying. I don't want to necessarily look at that. Let's go ahead, and I'm maxed out on energy. I'm going to get into campaign, and I'm going to run here, and then I'm going to look at the answers. I want to see what people are saying. Promo code Colred. Thank you. I should do that. Sun Wukong will take care of being the second 5-star. That's true. That is true. But then you have to wait 3 more days. Or 2.5. If you pull Legos this weekend there, you get, yeah. So if I can get 2 Sacreds and I pull a Legendary, then obviously that's a 5-star and that takes care of itself. So I could do that. That is a good idea. But Deacon and Kale will need to be 50. I'd 5-star War Maiden, Monk, Diabolist, and 1 more, then feed them all to Kale. That is another option that we haven't talked about, and there's a reason why. Starter to 60, get that 2 to 50 with Wukong in a couple of days. Do it, Colred, try to get your Sacred. That's what I'm focused on. Because you get a 5-star chicken from the UDK promo code too. That's true. You can also use the barrel. Really think of how to use the barrel on this one. I don't think the barrel should be used that way. There's an argument going on. I agree. The barrel is a consideration, and it's something that I'm thinking about already. Let me get this out of here and get a little bit more food going. So I think the option is either use the barrel on my 6-star, which I don't think is the optimal way, but it would be the fastest way to progress and get more shards. So I could do that. Or the other option would be to hold it until I get Wukong and then use the barrel on Wukong. But if I were going to use the barrel on Wukong, I would have to buy his masteries, which would cost me 800 gems because it doesn't make sense to use a barrel on somebody you didn't buy masteries on. So that makes me, think that maybe just for the speed of things, I'm a little bit worried about this. Am I going to die here? That was close. That was way too close. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure about where I'm going to use that particular barrel, but it might be on Athel. Okay, so any other responses? Barrel is perfect for champ that you bought masteries for, right? Okay, Colred. If you're going to 3-star hard, so am I. I'm getting that Sacred. All right, so that's the other option. It's like, do I just burn all of my gems on energy, everything I've got right now on energy, and just get a 6-star instead? And that would let me get through that mission, right? The first mission, because the first 5-star chicken would get you through. You get stuck on the second one, which is level a second champion to 50. I think that's probably the most efficient way to do it. That's probably the best way to do it. Now I'm rethinking. Like, I could get through this with a rank 5 champion easy. And then go ahead and get stuck here. Upgrade 2 champions to level 50. But if I went and got my 6-star right away, let's see how hard that would be. All right, so here I can turn War Priest into a 5-star chicken. And then I would have the 1 5-star chicken from the UDK promo code. Thank you for the reminder. I should do that right now. UDK B-Day. All right. That's a 5-star chicken. 25 brews, which is not inconsiderable at this point in the game. So that would be 2 5-star chickens. So I would need to run up 2 of my 30s to 40. And then I would need to run up 8 3-stars to 30. And that's 24 2-stars to 20. And then I need a bunch of food to convert them. For right now, I'm going to hold on to my Sauruses there. Oh, I've got 2 4-stars over here. That's nice. I didn't even remember about that. So that saves me some grind. So I'm not that far. The problem is, can I do that fast enough to still 2-star hard campaign? If I did have a 6-star and then I got a 5-star Jamarsa, I bet I could 2-star hard campaign and brutal campaign. I bet you I could do that. I bet you I could do that. I'm stuck. I need some advice. I need some input. Should I change my plan and just go to the 6 stars and try to get the 2 sacreds that way? Think I'm going to have enough time? Don't give up on the sacred dream. I want to see how Korra does it. All right. So here's the thing. The barrel, when you mentioned the barrel, that changed my thinking. Because prior to that, I was like, I had a plan. You know, I was like, I had a plan because I used to love doing the thing where it's like you would get somebody to 6-star and then you would use them and somebody else to 2-star everything and get experience while you were 3-starring everything. You know, you were just doing all of the campaign. And so by the time you like completed hard and got into brutal, you'd be like level 30, and you would just power up as you went through the levels. You get all that silver, all those 3-stars, all those drops. But if I could just power straight to 60 and use that barrel, which would be very efficient because I've already bought Athel's masteries, then I wouldn't have to save another 800 gems for like Wukong's masteries and do it that way. I could just grind him up in Minotaur, which is also very efficient. That would also let me get Deacon Armstrong's spirit potions really fast. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. All right. So let me just plan this out. If I 5-star War Priest, I'm going to lose a lot of her value because I don't want to just keep leveling her up. And that's fine. I want to get rid of War Priest anyway. But before I do that, do I want to take her out? Yeah, it doesn't even matter. She's almost irrelevant at this point for clan boss because I have a level 30 infiltrator here with this. Yeah. So let's throw some weak gear here on this guy. Let's look for stuff with accuracy because we do need a little bit of accuracy to land those. So let's do this. Let's go with. Oh, we can do that. Yeah, that's good. Let's get those up. More speed on him is good. We'll put him in and we'll go do our clan boss right now. Maybe we can 1-key clan boss. If we're lucky with the poisons, we could maybe 1-key clan boss. Let's do that. We could do this. Got accuracy. This has accuracy. This has HP. That's nice. Let's do that one. Let's run this up to 8. We'll get a little bit more speed on this guy, a little more accuracy. Then if we can find a little bit more survivability. I know they're only 3 stars, but basically what's happening is my 3 stars and 4 stars are all dying 1 turn before my 5 stars. So I don't really need a ton of survivability. I just want them to be able to land those poisons. Okay, now let's see if we can find primary stat, HP, or defense. And I don't want to waste any good gear, so let's do this. HP and HP. I'm gonna use these later, maybe for Jamarsa. We'll see. I just need chest piece and weapon, preferably in the same set. That's unfortunate. All right, let's just use one of these. Let's use this. Actually, I should see what weapons I have in that set. What did I do? Substats. All right, I do. I have, yeah, okay, do that. This one's actually built with HP on it. Let's equip that. That's even better. And we'll bring this up to 4, I guess. Doesn't matter. A little bit of extra damage on it. All right. I beat hard with 250s and brutal with 160 and 150. Yep. You should give up on sacred for now because you can do fusion is way easier in 1 month. I'm not worried about fusions. Getting Deacon's pots is really important to getting that fastest. Yep. I agree. I could even do Deacon right now. If I can't one key the clan boss. If I can't one key the clan boss, one thing I could do is I could try to get Deacon his 3-star ascension. I have some of the pots. So I'm not super far away, but I'm also not that close because this goes from like 4 to 7 to 9 or something. So you need 20 pots and I have 3. So I'd have to farm quite a bit there. But let's just go ahead and try. Let's just try clan boss right now. And we're going to pull her and we're going to put in this guy. Let's see if we get lucky. We're strong. Those guys are strong affinity, at least. The only weak affinity here is Deacon. And he's not getting what we need him to get. Because, yeah, get the weaken out there. All right, at least we got that. Extra turns from Relentless are great. All right, so we could get up to 4 poisons here, right? How many poisons do we get? We get 1. How about this one? Oh. Well, at least we got 2 poisons out there, so that's not too bad. Oops, I didn't need to do that again, but it's fine. Get more poisons? No. How about poisons? Yep. Sweet. That's not too bad. How about a leech? Nice. All right, we're doing well in terms of pace. The extra speed is helping. Poisons are doing some good jobs. They are the smaller version of poison, which isn't awesome, but it's the best we could do. I did find an outlaw monk. But I don't have him to 30 yet. But that's another thing I could do. I could wait for him to get to 30. Because he would give me the bigger poisons, which would be really nice. Poisons. 1 stack. Well, at least we're consistently getting poisons out there. How about another poison? All right. Not awful. No poisons there. There's a poison. All we need is a lot of poisons. If we just get all of these poisons out there, that could do the deal. We need 1.142 million. 1.142 million. Ever since somebody said it yesterday, they put it in chat, I've been just hearing that number over and over in my head. 1.12 million. 1.142. It's like, like if you know the conversions for like Fahrenheit to Celsius, it's like you just hear that in your head. It's like it's multiply by 1.8 and add 32. Like I know that one. Or if you know the conversions for like, centimeters to inches, 2.54. Okay, just sticks in your head. Yes, I taught high school math for too long. And middle school math. Let's do that. We're getting good poisons out. I mean, we're already over 500k. It's on turn 6. I think we typically get to about boss turn 9. Don't know that we're going to get past 9. So we're not quite on pace. But maybe if we get more than that, maybe if we can get to like turn 10 or 11, we've got a shot. We probably have to get to turn 11. Maybe 12. This might not work. We got a lot of poison there, which is good. And nobody's died yet, which is also good. Come on. Get the weaken out there. If I could get a drop defense out there, that would be even nicer. There we go. All right. We get the revives. 700k. Poisons. Oh, nice. Double poison. Get another one. Another one. Yes. Got 4 stacks of poisons out there. Deke, we need you alive, buddy. This is going to be so close. If I make this, it's going to be by like, you know, like 20k, 5k. I'm so tense right now. I'm never tense about Clan Boss. I love Clan Boss. It's so much fun, but I got everybody watching. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail this. We can do this. It's a good affinity for us. Come on. All right. Wow, we got a long time for that revive to come back up. And the poisons are almost gone. There's a weaken that's going to help us with the poisons. Let's get the leech out there. Let's get the leech out there. I needed Jamarsa to not die before she gets her revive up if I can. So she's going to heal herself because Athel's going to get some big heals off of her. Oh, she got an extra. Oh, she got an extra turn and she had the revive up. I didn't even see it. I wasted a turn. But we're at boss count. Boss turn count. We don't need that. We need this. 12. Poisons. There's. No! If I didn't mess up and I'd gotten them out the previous turn, I might have been able to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, I messed up. All right. That was close. That was so close. That was so close. So are you laughing at me? That ain't right, man. That ain't right. Let me get the game up again. All right. So the question is, do I wait for Monk to get to no. Because if I can get this guy, where is he? If I can get Outlaw Monk going, I might even be able to do it with him at 20 because he's got the 2 poisons. They're the large poisons. They are on a longer cooldown though, aren't they? No, it's same cooldown. And this one only has a 50% chance of placing the small poison. So that could be a lot of damage. Okay. Well, now that I've got these 2 guys built, let's go see about Faction Wars. I want to show people a little bit of what I'm doing here in Faction Crypts. Let's see if we can get this first. Yeah, I don't have an aura skill. Let's see if we can get this first level like this. My guess would be we can. We might even be able to get level 2. So, you know, what do? We try to double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip. What do we need? We need clan boss damage, so we need the poisons. We need faction crypts, so we need, you know, somebody in that faction. And we need food. So why not use our food as faction crypt champions for the day and then turn them into food, and then we have another week to build up some more. It's a relatively simple system. There are a lot of steps to it. But you can see we're going to get through this just fine. All right. And that's a speed glyph right there. That's a haste glyph right there. 2 bloodstones. Did it with 3 food champions. Let's see if we can do level 2. It's going to be close. I might need to put like some gear on this other guy, because the first 2 guys are geared at least. You got Monk at 40 with 50 accuracy. He does a lot. Yeah, Outlaw Monk is great. Very important to try to get fast to stage 7 on a bunch of factions to complete advanced quests. Colred giving out his faction secret. Finally, a little bit. This is just a preview. There's a whole involved process. But this is, you know, the free-to-play mentality, right? The free-to-play mentality is get as much as you can for the resources that you've got. And, you know, try to be as efficient as you can with the things that you're doing in game. So if my energy is going into making food, so I can't do stage 2 here. It's not surprising. I can probably just do stage 1. And we can super rate it. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. So, you know, if you're building food and if you need faction crypts, why not use your food in your faction crypts? Maybe it'll help you push one more stage. Maybe it'll just let you do stage 1 where you couldn't do stage 1 before. But the idea is collect those mats, even if they're the rare mats, because rare mats can still land you, you know, 3-star, 4-star pieces. They're going to be at least rare, right? They're not going to be any rarity lower than rare. They could be epic or legendary. And if, you know, like, think about what I was doing with Deacon Armstrong earlier. Like, if I added 2 3-star perception pieces with the 2 that I've already got, now I've got, you know, 80 accuracy there just from those sets. I get 10% speed. And then, you know, we're on our way with Deacon. There we go. 2 more glyphs. We're getting glyphs. Glyphs are important. I love 1-star glyphs. They're my favorite kind of glyphs next to 6-star glyphs. I like 6-star glyphs and 1-star glyphs. Everything else in the middle is just kind of annoying. All right, as this is auto battling, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Just the tip of the tip. Is that a whole lettuce? No, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, that one hurt. That one hurt. That one, I think I'm in pain. I think I'm physically in pain. Ow. All right. Well, you weren't here for the whole tip shenanigans yesterday, I don't think. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. He's thinking about deleting his 46-day level 49 power account because I don't have Deacon, Kale, and Jamarsa. Should I 5-star War Priest or Deacon to try to finish hard campaign for that sacred? Yeah, you can 5-star War Priest. I've done it before. I actually did that on my main account. It wasn't great. I didn't like it. But then I had a nice 5-star chicken there as well. The other nice thing about both of those champions is they are both in Sacred Order, so if you happen to have Athel, like I do, you've got 2 support champions and your carry, and you can crush that faction crypt, which I intend to do later today before the reset, because yesterday I forgot. I forgot to get into faction crypts yesterday. I'm so disappointed with myself. I should have so many more materials than I already do, and I should have more stars. And there is a shard out there for the progression of your faction crypts. That's not that far away. It's like 27 stars or something. And I'm not going to be able to make it in time for this weekend. At least I don't think so. I might be able to. Depends how far I can push Sacred Order. If I get a 6-star Athel, I could probably get it. So we will have to see. So yeah, this isn't too bad. Just farming that first stage of faction crypts. So we've got a lot on the agenda today. If we're going for a 6-star, we need to use our barrel. We need to get hard campaign completely 3-starred. We need to get brutal campaign completely 3-starred. It's going to be tricky. I don't know if I have enough energy to get all of these 4-stars. I still have some Arbiter mission, Call of the Arbiter energy. I think I have like 200 energy left, maybe. And then I have some potions. We did get that 5-star chicken. We already have 1 5-star chicken basically ready to go. So we need to get 3 more. We need to get 3 more 5-star chickens. Oof. Okay, so look at that. So 8 materials of each kind plus 4 speed glyphs. Look at that. 10 total glyphs. 10 keys. We got some stars there. This is going to be a 3-star chicken. 3-star chicken. Excellent. So we're actually only 5 stars away from the ancient shard. So we'll get that. That won't be a problem. But let's see what's next. After that, ancient shard at 25. The next one is at 50. So the question is, can we get there by the end of the weekend? If we get our 6-star, we definitely can. Because that's not going to happen until Sunday. In fact, we might even be able to get the 110 if we can get going in a couple of, you know, like if you can get all the factions up to, let's say, 8 stars, 9 stars, you know, then you're getting, you know, 2 per day. That's 18 per day, 3 different days. That's 54 plus your main one. You know, could you get up to, what were we saying? Could we get up to 110? That'd be a tall order, but maybe. It depends. If Barbarian Crypt opens, does Barbarian Crypt open? Barbarian's in 2 days, and we have the Jamarsa, who's going to be our second 5-star. So potentially we could get a lot of stars there. So yeah, we could do it. We could potentially get that other one. We've got weekly energy to burn. We can get some monthly energy to burn if we need to. That reminds me, I need to get into Arena because I have these tokens are running out in 1 hour and 20 minutes. I still got 7 to go through. The fights are getting harder. Fights are getting harder. I guess we'll do this one right now. All right, that's not too bad. Are there any you can level in faction crypts? You can get XP from faction crypts. It's a very little bit, but you can. When do you think you'll be at player level 45? I don't know. So I've done level 50 in, like, when I've done referral accounts. I've done it usually around 30 to 35 days. But I'm typically doing more than one referral account at a time. So if you're just doing one referral account, you could probably, like, if you're just doing your main account, you could probably do level 50 in, like, yeah, about 30 days, maybe a little bit faster, because you're less if you're pushing your levels less in on your main account. You're not just going for account levels. If you were just doing referrals, you could do it, you know, you could do it faster. But I'm somewhere around 30 to 35 days to level 50. I know that some of my referrals are going to do that faster. They're going to out-level me. Some of the people who are helping me out with referrals because they're not messing around. They are just going for those levels. You just power level in campaign. Ouch. Did you see what she just did to me? That was ugly. A little bit worried yet. She's just going to get one shot again. Thought about not doing that. Get a freeze. I need a freeze. This is a little bit worrisome. This is going to be tricky. Jamarsa can't die. That is going to help. Let's keep her asleep. Let's get a freeze. That's a big problem. I don't know. This is going to be tricky. one of them is going to die. Nope. Didn't die. That's nice. Now he died. Deacon! No! Oh, well. All right, let's refresh this list. Yeah, I don't like the auto. They do the skills in the wrong order, but yeah, this is gonna get me in trouble. See? That's so annoying. All right, now I gotta try to kill him. I hate when the AI uses the skills in the wrong order and it kills me. So I don't like to I don't like to auto arena too much early on. Prefer to pick my fights and manual them. Go ahead and revive, please. Thank you. Now I can kill Kale. Let's see what's going on. Just broke 20 million on Nightmare. Congrats. How long will it take you? Are there any you can level in faction crypts? You only want to use 3 champs in faction wars? No, you want to use 5 if you can. I only had 3. If you run just Kale, so if you just solo Kale in campaign, he will get all the experience. And you'll still get the same amount of experience for your account. And you will have to wait on fewer animations. So like you can do that faster, sure. Stream is lagging a bit. Viewers will experience buffering. He's saying error, YouTube is not receiving. Now it says excellent condition. So hopefully it just picked up. My internet connection looks very good. So I don't know if that's just a thing that YouTube is experiencing at the moment, or maybe it's a local issue. I hope it gets better. Keep me apprised. If it doesn't get better, let me know. Okay, so not arena. Campaign. Let's go back here. We want to get this guy up to 20. And then we need to start leveling our 3 stars to 4 stars. Because we need that 4-star food. Buffering every 10 seconds, it says. I'm sorry about that. Right now, it looks like it's okay. How is it right now? Is that any better? Refresh the stream and it's better. That's the call. All right. Sorry to hear that the stream's not great. All right, we need to get a 3-star to 4-star. So let's start doing that. If I had enough silver and I could take all of Kale's gear up to 60. I'm sorry, 16, not 60. And Kale, her name is Athel. Okay. So if I could take all of Athel's to level 16, I could probably farm hard instead of normal. So, but that's going to take a few million silver. That might take like 3 or 4 million silver. Maybe more. I should maybe do it though. Because I'm coming so close to, yeah, I lost. Okay, so let me combat tips. I don't need combat tips. You can keep your combat tips to yourself. Ooh, look at that. That's not bad. It's not worth 81,000 silver. Because I need silver for several things. But one of the things I need is more crit rate. I'm at 80%. I can get her nuke to 100%, right? Her nuke is extra 15%. I could definitely do that. Or I could increase the attack on my chestplate. That would also be good. I might just take these up to 15. Let's see what we can do here. What did I start with? It was like 195 million or something. 1.95. Come on, you can do this. God, I hate gear rolling. There we go. Woo. Four. Come on. 5. 6. Took 16 rolls. All right, let's get this so we can at least get that nuke to 100%. So we need 5 more percent, right? We need to get to 31. All right, hopefully this won't take more than 300,000. Come on, get a roll. How about one roll? How about now? There we go. Do it again. You can do it. How about a fast one? Just one fast one every once in a while to like make me not hate you so much. How about that? How about that? How about now? 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 Come on. What's that? 25 rolls? 25 rolls? 27. 28. 29. Count with me. 30. 31. I need another roll after this. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. Are you counting with me? 37. 37. 37 rolls for 1% crit rate. 37 rolls was almost, that was over 600,000 silver. And there's the friendly one to make me not hate you. And that's the exact percentage I need, 31%. Thank you. Now I've got 85% crit rate. And I should stop failing some of those campaigns. That was painful. That was so painful. 1.2 million on that, or 1.15 for a couple of gear rolls. How do you pick the 3 champs to use in faction crypt? Any 3 that I get. Any food champions I get for the faction crypt that's going to drop that day or the next day, I just save and I run those up as food. Yes, I put gear on them because I was also using them in Clan Boss, and then I'm going to do that. Isn't that a lot of silver for remove gear? I don't remove the gear. I put horrible gear on them, and then I sacrifice them, and the gear goes away. Gear rolling does need a mercy system, Bryce. I've been saying that for like 2 years. It drives me nuts that it doesn't. Saf, hey man. Welcome back. Oh, wait a second. What's going on here? I'm on hard. I should be on normal. I don't... You're distracting me. It's all you beautiful people out there. You've got me distracted. I don't know my right from my left right now. It's also the 1.2 million silver I just burned through for practically no purpose at all. Six-star Kale, congrats. It does have a mercy system? Well, whatever system it has, it's awful. All right, so we're closing in on 3 o'clock. Hopefully, Sun will be finished with our video and posting it in the near future. It was not the best recording I've ever given it. I think it's a good video. It's a good topic. But sometimes some recordings take more editing than others, you know? Sometimes it's nice and clean and all he has to do is watch through it and clip a couple of things. And every once in a while he has to save me from myself and put it all together. I do feel like I should be able to farm hard at this point. I don't know why I can't. Oh yeah, the airplane trick. I haven't done that for a while. That's not a bad trick. I feel like, you know, we were talking yesterday about how like I don't like using RSL Helper because I feel kind of like it's cheating for me, but I don't care if anybody else uses it. The airplane trick I actually think is brilliant. And I would totally use that, even though that is clearly cheating. And the reason I would use it there is because I think that the silver system and the gear rolling system in this game is so... I don't even know what the word would be called. Like, I'm trying to think of the word that I think this system is. I think it's so unfair to players. I think it's deliberately hurtful to players. Like, Plarium, it'd be so easy to fix their gear rolling system. It'd be so easy to make it more friendly. It is incredibly unfriendly. And it's one of the worst things in the entire game. And I feel like it's game-breakingly bad. Like, it's that close. If I've ever thought about quitting, it's been over gear rolls. That's the only thing in this game that's ever really made me think I should quit this game, is that the rolling gear is so incredibly painful and unfriendly that it feels like Plarium's just out to get you when you roll gear. And so the airplane trick, I think, is like, yeah, you should use that. You should absolutely use that. Everybody should. Let's level up this guy. I should have been doing that already. Yeah, I should have been doing that already. Because tomorrow's Ogren's. Oh, I'm going to burn him today, though. So, yeah, maybe not. I think tomorrow's Ogren's. Or is Ogren's today? No, Ogren's is tomorrow. So, I'll pull him out again. I had a great Demon Spawn team yesterday, and I forgot to get into Faction Crypts, and I didn't even get into the Demon Spawn Faction Crypt. And that was disappointing, because I could have gotten, like, easily could have gotten, like, 8 or 10 stars over there. Let's do this guy. Lord Shazar's bombs can be annoying. You got an Artak 5-star soul with that trick. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I should have done that. Exactly. It feels like cheating. This is Tomas, by the way, not me. Exactly. It feels like cheating. It's an exploit, but it's so unfair, as you say. I feel like I'm taking back what I deserve. Yeah, and I think that's a slippery slope, right? Because you don't want to get into that headspace where you're like, I deserve this, I deserve that from a game, especially a free-to-play game, because that can be a very contentious way to think about a game. But every once in a while, there is something where the developers are so clearly wrong about what's going on that you're just like, if it's not, like everything else in the game, if you took everything else in all of Raid, all the things that you dislike about Raid, and you say, we're going to leave everything in there, but we're going to fix silver and gear roll, and we're going to make that beautiful, right? Or we're going to leave gear rolling and the silver exactly as it is, and we're going to fix all the other little things you hate in the game. You'd have to sit there and think about which one you would actually choose. Like, there's a decent chance you would just fix the gear rolling and the silver issue, right? Like, just those two things would make the game so much more enjoyable. Even if, like, you never, like, they never fix 3v3 arena, even if they never, like, give you, I don't know, if they never, like, make the events, like, more transparent so you can plan better and know what's coming. Like, even if they never do any of the little, like, quality of life changes that you've just been begging them to do for 2 years. Even if they never do any of that, if they just fix gear rolling and silver, I'd be like, this game is awesome. These developers are they're so cool. They just listen to their players. I'd be like, it would be really, really close. I am not sure that I would choose all the other stuff. I hate this so much. Wanted to swap, change gear, and experiment. Too bad. Give us 900k silver to do it. Exactly, Bo. It's like, hey, you want to experiment with all the amazing champions that we designed for you? Hey, you want to check out all these cool different gear sets and play around with them and come up with really cool compositions that you can share with the community that's going to get people excited about, like, different ways to approach the game? Give us money. I'd rather than make Minnow give scrolls to all members of the team and fix. Yeah, that's another one. Minotaur is annoying. They should just not be. They should just not. The scrolls should just be an inventory item. They should not be associated with the champion. So you should be able to farm them with the champions that aren't running the dungeon. That's just silly. And also, they should make it 20 levels and give you more drops, because the amount of time and energy you need to spend in there is just stupid. But again, the reason they make it inconvenient is so that you buy gems with real money, and then you buy masteries with gems. So again, rather than going for challenge, this is the same debate we were having yesterday. Rather than implementing cool challenges that can get people to feel rewarded when they overcome the challenges, they create inconvenience and make people feel frustrated by the inconvenience in the hopes that they will pay for the convenience of, like, avoiding that. It's not good game design. It's not engaging game design, and it's not gamer friendly game design. But when you think about this game, like, this game was never it was never meant to be this big. The developers didn't start Raid thinking we're going to make one of the biggest gacha games in the world. People are going to love this game and give us millions of dollars. They're like, when this was started, it was just like, gacha games are a way to get money for, like, the least amount of effort, right? Because it's incredibly predatory economic practices, and it's a mobile game. Like, you don't even have to build the engine for it, right? You just license an engine, you just put a little bit of work into the art, you make a funny commercial, and use the exact same mechanics as every other gacha game in existence, and people throw money at it because it's addictive gameplay and it's punitive, economic practices, like monetization. And so I think it was started with that in mind. And then it became a hit and people really started to enjoy it. And then they, started to come across player complaints and they were like, oh, well, maybe if we want, the longevity of the game to last, if we want this to keep being a cash cow, we need to listen. And I think right now at Plarium, there are probably two groups. There's a group that wants to suck every last penny out of every player that they can. And there's another group who's like, let's give the players what they want. They seem to really like the game and we can make money that way. Because, every once in a while they do something friendly and then they do 3 things that are awful and then they do something friendly again. And it's like, what? They feel like, they have some kind of personality issue there at Plarium. Like, I don't know who's in charge. I know they just changed their CEO not too long ago. But like, there's no reason why this game couldn't last 10 years. If you think about like Summoners Wars and stuff like that, and some of the early gacha games that are still around and still popular. Or if you look at MMOs or RPGs that are still around and still popular, look at RuneScape, right? Like RuneScape is still around and people love that game. And they're not predatory at all in their practices. Like old school RuneScape is one of the friendliest systems around in terms of monetization, and people still love it. They don't care about the graphics, right? Like those graphics are horrid. They are absolutely awful, but who cares? Because it's a fun game and they treat their players with respect. Just make gear changes free. Yes, Great Dane, I believe you. I had a champ scrolled up to 2-3 and was like, nah, farm, I can't keep doing it. It takes forever. Let's buy the rest for what, 200-300 gems? No, 800 for the remaining 4 scrolls. Yes, that's the other thing. If scrolls cost gems, then the scrolls that you have should be worth gems. It should reduce the price. Absolutely. The problem with wall-to-wall events is none of them ever include minnow in them, so you never feel like you can get time to work on masteries. That's very true. I'm always behind on masteries. It's like all gaming companies. There are the developers and there's the people that make the financial decisions. They are a business, JB, and that is important to remember. Like, they should make money. They absolutely should make money. And in fact, I'm not a free-to-play player who thinks that I'm entitled to a free-to-play game. Like, I'm not one of those players. I know there are some players like that. But there are also a lot of players who are just like, I'm free to play maybe because I can't afford, a lot of games, or because, I want to play with my friends and my friends can't afford a lot of games. Or just right now, like I'll spend money, but I personally like the challenge of being free to play. That's one of the reasons why I do it. It's not because I can't give them any money. It's because I enjoy I don't like pay to win mechanics for myself. And if it's a competitive game, I don't like pay to win mechanics for anybody. If a PvP game that has a lot of pay to win, I hate that. I won't play that game. But the company deserves to make money. They need to make money. If you enjoy the game and you want the game to stay alive and keep working, it makes sense to, give them something in return. Whether that's money or exposure or, endorsements, you bring other people into the game, whatever it happens to be. So I am not opposed to game companies making money. And I don't think game developers are generally greedy. Sometimes you hear that greedy devs, greedy devs, greedy devs. I think there are financial people behind game companies that think of games as a cash cow. And those are not the people making the games. Those are the people who put up the money for the game to be made. Those are the investors who think this is a good, worthwhile investment. The developers, the people who are the creative heads, the people who are doing the coding, the people who are doing the artwork, they're probably more invested in the game emotionally, and they want it to succeed, financially, so they can continue to have a job. But they also want it to be a good game. I don't think people like make bad games and are proud to make bad games. I'm sure there's somebody out there, maybe. But I think most people want to make a good game. And the raid developers make a good game. Their character designs are really interesting. The tactics are really interesting. The fights are really interesting. It's not perfect. Hydra could be tweaked a little bit. Like, there are some things that I would like to see changed here. But when it comes to if a developer says, hey, I want to retweak Minotaur's Labyrinth to be a little bit more friendly, why don't we make the scrolls worth gems so that people who have half of their scrolls from farming don't have to pay 800 gems? there's somebody at the top who says no, right? That's not the guy at the bottom who's doing the coding who is like, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's my job to design the Minotaur's Labyrinth, and I'm going to make it really punitive. Like, there's no, there's no code monkey who's like, yeah, I'm out to get the players, because he doesn't benefit from it. He doesn't make more money because the players hate the game more, like, it doesn't work that way. But there's somebody that says, we make X number of dollars per month from people buying gems. So we don't want to reduce the demand for gems, and that would reduce the demand for gems. And they're looking at it in a very narrow way. And they're not saying to themselves, well, if we increased player satisfaction, that may improve player retention, especially new player retention. And that might result in long-term income that way. It's just a real bottom line transaction. Nope. Don't reduce the demand for gems because gems make us money. So, like I said, I think there's a personality conflict within companies, Vandal, which is known for wanting to bleed you dry, is way friendly in comparison to Plarium. Plarium is taking this to the very next level. It is somewhat, it's somewhat harsh. If you look at a game like Warframe that's totally free to play, they let you trade with other players for the premium currency, and they make almost all their money on skins. And that is the perfect model of a free to play game. In all the years that I've been playing games, all the free to play games I've come across, Warframe is one of maybe the top 3 free to play titles I've ever come across in terms of how to make money on a game where you don't have to spend money to do everything. Like, you can compete and be good at Warframe without spending a dime, and you can have so much fun in that game. Amazing graphics, cool story, interesting world. Like, the gameplay is very repetitive and grindy, but it's an MMO. It's a first person shooter MMO basically. But really cool game, high quality title, and you don't have to spend a dime, or you can spend entirely on cosmetics. You could spend $200 a month on cosmetics for 5 years if you wanted. You could spend $10,000 in Warframe, absolutely, but you wouldn't get any competitive advantage. You would just get like more fun. And that's a way to do it. I mean, I think League of Legends used to be that way too, right? Like, still is to some extent. League of Legends made their money primarily from cosmetics. Early on, there were some conveniences you could pay for that they got rid of. Like the first 4 seasons, 5 seasons. You could get XP boosts and stuff like that. But even that wasn't egregious because like there was only 30 levels, and once you capped out at 30 levels, you had everything. So, then it didn't matter. So those are like super successful, financially successful free-to-play games that are friendly to the players. So it can be done. The question is, can it be done in the gacha genre? I don't know. Like, that's tricky, right? Can you actually have like a random shard pulling kind of system so that's like a gambling system. Can you have a gambling system be fun without real money on the line? Right? Like, if you ever played online poker without real money, it's a mess, right? It's a mess. It's like everybody just goes all in every hand they have, and the chance that they, win that 3% of the time they're going to. And then if they lose, they just walk away, they go to another table and they reload with fake money. So it's like, if you play poker, it's not fun, or it's not as fun when there's no money involved. And so the part of the excitement of gacha games comes from the risk factor, right? And this is also true for like Magic the Gathering. We talked about that yesterday. Right? When you open a pack of Magic the Gathering cards, you've paid whatever, $5 for a pack or $6 for a pack, whatever it is now, $8 for a pack. And you're hoping for a $20 card or a $50 card or a $500 card, and you're hoping for it maybe because it's powerful and you want to play it, but you're also hoping for it because it's an asset. You're like, hey, I spent $20 on cards and I got, $250 worth of cards. So it feels like you're getting ahead. And I don't know that would be as exciting. The collecting aspect would be as exciting if there wasn't that financial component to it. I still love Magic the Gathering. I play Magic the Gathering Arena. I play it totally free. I have a decent collection of cards, and you can get a lot of cards if you just invest time. And the game is not less exciting to me, but the collection, I'm not compelled to collect the way I used to want to collect. You know, I used to spend, I don't know, $100 a week at least on Magic the Gathering cards, and every time I would be in the trade magazines looking to see how much the cards were worth, and I'd be like, all right, I spent $4 on this pack, but I only got $250 out of this pack. I hope the next pack gives me more. Oh, this pack gave me $15 worth of cards, and it's like I've got them in plastic, binders in my closet. I still have them. It's like, all right, you're hoping to win. You're hoping to win the collection race. We got a lot going on here in chat. I'm sorry, I've been talking a lot. Let's get through chat a little bit. I'm free to play because I'm stingy. I'm free to play because I'm poor. Those are both very good reasons to be free to play. I'm free to play because I hate the way Plarium is doing it. Constant pop-ups, bleeding you dry from resources to force you into buying them gems, keys, everything is for sale, constant ads. That's another good way. There are several types of free-to-play players. I'm 2 years free to play and I'm stuck on faction wars still because bad Legos. That can be problematic, but after 2 years, I would suggest you start looking into good rares. Get them to 50. You don't need them at 60. Yeah, I want to talk more about this free-to-play thing. I'm all about the free-to-play life. I am all about the free-to-play life. And I think there are several kinds of free-to-play players. And I'm fascinated. I'm always fascinated by why players play the way they play. That is a thing for me. I've mentioned it before. Outlaw Monk is up to 30. That's good. Let's get this guy. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of, I'm hunting and pecking. I want to make sure I'm getting the right people up. Let's see if we can get Outlaw Monk up to 30, and then we can try Campaign again. I'm sorry, we can try Clan Boss again. All right, we're getting close to our next 5-star. That'll help us move on the mission. But yeah, as far as the types of free-to-play players are concerned, I think there's my type of player, which is like I play free-to-play because it's challenging. I like the extra challenge of not buying progress, not buying advantage, right? So my objection is pay-to-win mechanics. That's the biggest objection I have, especially in a competitive game. I don't care if it's a solo game, because then I can just opt to not do it, and other people can opt to do it, and that's fine. And gacha games tend to be like that, with the exception of PvP, right? Like, I'm always going to be crushed in Platinum Arena. I'm always going to be crushed in Live Arena after a certain point, because I just can't compete with people who spend a lot of money in the game. I like the challenge of it a little bit. Like, personally, I like the challenge of it, but I just can't get hung up on the idea of being the best. I can't do it because I can't be the best because I don't spend money. So that's the first kind of free-to-play player. I think the second kind of free-to-play player, the most common one, is those who just don't have a lot of money to spend on games. And that's a lot of us. It's so expensive to live these days. The cost of living is rising. Wages aren't, keeping pace. Cost of healthcare. I mean, it's crazy. So if you are a gamer and you don't have enough money to spend on games, or you don't have any money to spend on games, you look for free-to-play games that are high quality. And so that's completely reasonable. So we have those two types of free-to-play players. I think the third type of free-to-play player is somebody who has an objection. We had one of those in the chat. Somebody who has an objection to the monetization system of a particular game, or games in general. This is completely reasonable, and I actually really support this. I also feel this way, so I am some of this as well. The monetizations of games, especially mobile games, has gotten so predatory and so egregious that to support them monetarily feels like doing an evil in the world. And it feels like it's hurting other gamers. Not like it's an evil in the world, like on the scale of, big things, but it's not small. It's not small because games exist within a larger sphere. Like corporations take advantage of individuals all the time. Individuals don't have power as single people. We have power in groups. People are more powerful than corporations in groups, but individual corporations are always more powerful than individual people, right? So it's like we have to stick together. And so if I do my part and I say I'm not buying into this monetary system, this predatory monetary system, and everybody feels the same way, companies will start losing money. They'll examine what is profitable and they'll say to themselves, oh, being predatory is not profitable because the consumers are fighting back. Right. And so that's something that we can do collectively. So I support that. I definitely support that. Did I hear you, son? Are you in the channel?
Preach to the people.
Yeah, we're talking about free to play life.
I've been listening. How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, welcome. You tell me when you're ready to stream. We'll get you in here.
Yep, yeah, already.
Are you streaming?
I am indeed.
Where are we? All right, let me see. That's not quite right. Let's do this. All right, that's a weird. Oh, it's just giant. That's all it is. Why are you so giant? Welcome.
It's a me.
Hey, son. Everybody say hello to son.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, well, let me finish this whole diatribe on free-to-play players, and then we'll get into.
Oh yeah, I'll let you.
Then we'll get into your account. So what do we have? We had the three types. I said the people who like the extra challenge, who don't like pay to win. That's me. The people who have an ethical objection, a moral objection to the predatory monetary stuff. That's also me quite a bit. And then the third is that people who don't have money to pay on games. That has been me in the past, from time to time. So I think all of those are reasonable. Then there's the fourth kind of like free to play player that I don't really like, and that's the people who feel like they are entitled to something free just because, right? People who are like, I hate the fact that game makers are trying to make money on their games. They're asking me for money and I hate it. It's like, as we said before, I think JB said in the chat, game developers don't do this for free. It's a business. They're trying to make money. They're trying to pay their employees. They're trying to keep the lights on. They're trying to keep the game going. And so when I don't have a moral objection to the monetization policies, if there's a monetization policy that they offer that I find acceptable, I will buy in, whether that is cosmetics that I can pay for, whether that is a subscription-based service that I can pay for that I think is of reasonable cost, or whether it is a buy-to-play game where it's like, hey, give me $70 and I give you a game and it's good forever. If I think it's worth that money, then I'll pay it, or I'll wait for it to go on sale and pay it. So all of those are non-predatory practices that I can support. And so when a player is like, it makes me mad that they want money for my game, like I'm entitled to it. I don't like that kind of free-to-play player. It's fine to object after a certain point, to just say, yeah, these devs, meaning the financial people, are being greedy, or they're being predatory. But I think in general, there are a lot of games that just are like, we give you a 20 level demo, and then after that level 20, you have to pay the subscription fee to get to the level cap at 50. And then people get to 20 and they're like, these devs just want my money. Why won't they let me have the whole game for free? I'm like, they gave you 20 levels to see if you liked it. Now, if you're that upset about it, it feels like you like it. Just pay them the $10 a month or $14 a month if you can afford it. And if you can't, go play another demo for 20 levels and enjoy that, or find a game that you can play forever without paying, like Raid. Anyway, that's my rant over. I would love to hear what you guys think. Definitely let me know what kind of free to play player are you? Are you one of those four types, or did I miss one? Is there like a fifth type that you feel you belong to? So definitely let me know. What about you, son? Where'd your stream go?
You broke me somehow.
There we go. I'm not sure that was me, man. Might have been. Could have been. So, what kind of? You're broken again. Are you doing something?
I'm not doing anything.
It's the Discord thing. It's that whole weird Discord thing. Okay, let me do this. It has to be on the other monitor. That's what it is. Why are you now? You're tiny. That's okay. That's why you were huge. That's why you were huge. You were on the wrong monitor. This is very strange. Let me get this fixed. In the meantime, tell the people what kind of free-to-play gamer you
Well, I didn't get the chance to listen to your whole entire spiel.
You've
So
heard
I
it
don't know the
before.
4 type specifics. Specifically, I mean, free to play. I don't know. I enjoy free to play games. But yeah, I don't appreciate when it's to the point of detrimental to the game itself that you can't play it without getting, more or less completely screwed over.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not like if it's like you said, Raid has a little bit of pay to win in the PvP side of things. Yeah, in a game like Raid, maybe that's not as big of a deal. But yeah, like if, for example, League of Legends was pay to win, it's only PvP. I just never play that game.
Right.
I wouldn't even touch it.
Right. I think
I'm all for skins, but
yeah,
not power.
I got upset when MMOs started to include pay to win components. Like they got into microtransactions. Lord of the Rings Online did this. Star Wars: The Old Republic did this. Like everybody started doing this, where they were selling like consumables, like raid consumables you could only buy with real money, or they were giving like like certain power ups that you can unlock only with real money. And it was like at that point I was just, why am I bothering? Why am I playing this game at all? Not because the MMOs are terribly competitive, but because if you want to be at end game and perform, you don't want to see somebody else who's doing the same job that you're doing, but working much less hard because they're willing to spend money on it, and I just feel like it breaks the system of rewards in the game, right? The idea of the game primarily is like, if you play more time and improve your skill on the classes that you're playing, you do better. And so I don't want a shortcut to that to be available to anybody who's not willing to put in the grind. But
get something broken again.
What?
I think I'm broken again.
Are you frozen now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just have to. All right. I gotta leave you there. We'll get this sorted. I'll get better at this.
Yeah, they're missing all my clan boss action.
How you doing in clan boss? I hit 1 million and I wasn't gonna get the million 142, so I opted out. Let's see what people are saying. Wait. Hey, Captain Sun. Hey, Sun. Hey, Sun. Hi, Sun. Doing good. Without the pay to play, the game would close down. It depends on which game you're talking about. If you're talking about this game, yeah, we need money to keep the game going. Is it me or is that looking at gray square? Yeah, that's a gray square. Sorry about that. I think I figured it out. That's the view of the under the staircase cupboard he keeps me in when I am editing. I didn't see that.
I was wondering if you'd catch that one.
I don't keep you you live in a very nice apartment by yourself with your dog.
Yeah.
You have more space than I do. I don't know why you're talking in an under staircase cupboard. I'd love to swap with you, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, I have a stupid amount of space.
Yeah, you do. So I don't have a problem with Krakens in the game. They keep it running, but offers that are way too expensive was what I have a problem. Yeah, I mean, there's that flip side. There's that balance. Krakens keep the game running. But if you got out of that system, maybe other people would be willing to pay more, and then you wouldn't need as many Krakens to keep the game running, right? I've always loved Warcraft and refused to play a pirate server and wanted to keep my things in a real account. Let's support the games that we love with our money, if we can. Reasonable, you said it. Raid is getting out of hand. Been free to play since day one, and I don't regret it. Can do most stuff in this game. Yes, you can, Steve. I appreciate how. I wouldn't call it free to play friendly. I mean, it is a free to play friendly game that has pay to win mechanics, and those are a weird dichotomy. Like, those don't usually exist in the same game. But I think Raid's actually done it. Like, you do have a free to play friendly game here. You can literally you can accomplish every task in the game as a free to play player. I've done almost everything now. There are a couple of things I haven't gotten around to, but I'm confident I can do. I hate when those demos are not advertised as such. If they are being upfront with it being a demo, that's fine. That's true, Bryce. You know, there can also be false advertising where they're like, it's a totally free game. And then it's like, only half of it, you know, and it's like, okay, that's annoying.
Oh, yeah.
I have spent a little when I started. Now I don't spend because I'm from Argentina and the dollar is very expensive and they can't charge in our currency because of our laws. Yeah, that can be tricky if you are in particular areas of the world and they don't charge. And they are adding countries all the time. Obviously, that's an advantage for them to be able to charge in different currencies. Some people use VPNs to like pretend they're in different countries and then use the cheaper currency. And then when they get caught, their Raid account gets taken away and they lose all their money. But it has happened. If a game is claiming to be free to play, then only cosmetics, not game features, should be behind a paywall, though each to their own. Advertising as free to play is different than being a free game, I think. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, Lady T-Matt, but I would say like free to play means you can play it for free. A free game means you get the entire game with no money changing hands ever. League of Legends is a free-to-play game. And that's one of the friendliest in terms of the monetization. Raid is also a free-to-play game. You know, but it's unfriendly. It's one of the unfriendliest in terms of its monetization. They're both free-to-play games. I would say League of Legends is closer to being free, right? But I don't know that you could actually say either game is requiring you to pay at any point. So are they free or not? I don't know. That's an interesting distinction. I'll play on my main for a Forge Pass or two, but the constant pop-ups stopping me from being able to... That is just annoying. I hate the pop-ups. Nothing is more pay to win than FIFA. I used to love FIFA, man. FIFA, what is it, 2002 World Cup FIFA? That was like one of my favorite games back in the day. I think it was PlayStation 2. I would like a shortcut to get Deacon, Jamarsa, and Kale since I didn't use the promo codes. I started Baked Gaelic. That's like the 6th time in the last 3 days Mr. Fudan has said something about Deacon, Jamarsa, and Kale. He's like, I want those champions. Yeah. Start a new account, man. If it bothers you that much, start a new account. We would be happy to have you. Starting a new account with us. It'd be great.
Yep, and you can use my referral code.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got to figure out what I'm going to be doing here. Because I want to try the 3-star hard mode, but I have no idea if I can pull it together to do that. And we also got to talk about decisions as far as the quests and 5 stars.
Yeah, and what's interesting is chat convinced me to change my mind and do something different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they weren't really trying hard to convince me. They just said something. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And it changed my mind. So we should talk about our decisions here. So I did let them know that we were both stuck on this champion mission where we have to get 2 rank 5 champions. You actually are not, right? You've passed this now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we switch it up? I'll keep farming. Oh, I got to get that fixed. Why is this so weird? Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. There we go.
Broken again.
Yeah. You're broken again. There we go. Okay. Now this should be you at full size for some reason. Not. I don't understand. And all my settings change. You're a little too big. We'll get it all sorted. This is a high quality production we've got going.
High quality. Very strong.
Wait.
Well, there's a little bit of black on the top and bottom because of the 1440p monitor.
So that looks all right. All right, that's better. All right, so why don't you tell them about your decision and what you did here on this mission and what you've done since, and I'll keep farming campaign.
So might be a total noob move, but I decided I was kind of going straight down the middle in a sense. So we had to get another champion to level 50 or to 5 stars. But then later on, there's a quest to get one to level 50. So what I did was I upgraded my spirit host to 5 stars. So that way I can, one, get that first quest, two, actually level her to 50 and still use her in places like Arena. And she's part of most of the other stuff that I do, like Clan Boss. But then once she hits level 50, even though it's going to be wasted XP, she's going to be food for my 6-star kill. And in the meantime, I just need to get, see, it'd be what you need, a total of 5 5 stars.
You need 5 5-star chickens to take a 5-star to 6-star. Yes.
What was UDK's code again?
UDK B Day.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Ha, there we go. Got my 5-star chicken. So I'll have her 5-star chicken. So I just need to get 3 more 5 stars to get kill to 60. So that's kind of my game plan. But I somehow I rolled some gear yesterday. I had over 500, 600,000 silver, and it all disappeared. And I honestly don't really know where it went. So I'm pretty broke right now. And trying to do that in campaign, get him to 60. I don't know, I'm just kind of lost on what exactly I should be doing, or even how to do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so we talked about the 3 different ways, which was like we could just run to 60 right away. The first 5-star chicken champion that we made would unlock that one mission. We'd get stuck on the next one, which was level a second champion up to 50. Or we could get a 5-star, second 5-star, level that up to 50. That would get us through the 2 missions, and then we would get stuck on the get a third 5-star, which would be unlocked by your first chicken to try to get a 6-star, and so on and so forth. Or you could just go 4 5-stars, level them all up to 50, get all the way through, and then wait for your 6-star down the road. So it's kind of those 3 different methods. Now, what you've decided to do is actually level a food champion to 50. So you're kind of taking an in between, which I think Kate might have mentioned. Somebody mentioned earlier, which is sort of like a 4th method almost, which is like instead of really using that as a 5-star champion, you're just going to use it as a 5-star level 50 for a little while and then turn it into food later on.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that may actually be pretty fast because it's not going to really slow you down on the way to level to 6 stars, except those 50 levels then get lost, right? Like you get an advantage out of them in terms of progression for the short term, but in the long term, you're throwing away that XP. So it's like, it's faster progression at the expense of a little bit of inefficiency.
Yeah, but she's going to be part of stuff anyway, so.
Right. And in the meantime, she is a dark elf, and that's going to help you get past that first dark elf boss in the faction crypts.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. Because at 5 stars, she should be survivable enough and hopefully fast enough to keep those cleanses up on you and those block debuffs and avoid that provoke that was killing you.
Yeah. So in the meantime, I got to figure out how to 3-star this campaign. I want to try to get a shard before the end of the day.
Yes, we talked about that as well.
Yeah, but I tried going into stage 12, and that did not go very well.
I'm going to pull 10 mystery shards here. Let's hope for a rare. I did get one rare last night, folks. So I now have pulled like, I don't know, 350 mystery shards, and I've gotten a rare. There's an Armiger. There's an Armiger. I could build that Armiger, I suppose. Armiger always seems like he should be a banner lord to me, but somehow he's in the Sacred Order. There is some overlap between the 2 kind of themes of those factions.
should get used to the silver situation. Yeah, probably. I honestly don't know where it all went. I I was rolling up some gear. I was trying to get one to 16. It just didn't want to get there. So I said I'm gonna stop rolling when this hits like 500-600K, and then I did. And I think I was rolling up some champions or something, or like leveling them up. All of a sudden I turn around and my silver was gone. I think I had like a 5,000 left. Yeah, but I stopped at 500,000. I know that for sure. And I turned around and it was all gone. What are you working on over there, Cole?
I'm trying to plan out two things. I want to do my clan boss, and I also want to get past this mission so I can start collecting the other things. I'm trying to get a 5-star chicken, which is going to be War Priest. But right now I only have, let's see, I have 2 4-stars for her. I just made a 3rd, so I need to get this hound spawn. So that means I need to turn some of these 2s into... Yeah, I need to get a couple of more 2-stars, and then I'll be fine. So I'm almost there. I'm really close. So if I get, and this I'm trying to get, so I need one more, I think I need one more 2-star.
I shouldn't be doing this like this. I am wasting.
What are you wasting?
Wasting experience.
Is Jamarsa max level?
Yeah.
Is your spirit host max level?
No. That's exactly what I was.
Yeah, get her in there. If you have to, like, you know, feed her with a couple of champions so she's got a little bit more in terms of stats so she doesn't die. Oh, she's 14. She should survive. I just hope the next fusion will be garbage so I can just skip it without a regret. Yes. I agree, Billion. JB says, son, the silver situation, get used to it. Then expect ads
Yeah, right?
and actual decent gear that you suddenly can't afford show up in the market. Yeah, that happens a lot. I got Stag Knight for my first Blue Knight. Congrats, Lady Tiamat. That's awesome. Stag Knight is a phenomenal epic to get early in the game. That is just a game changer. I mean, you've already got Deacon, so you don't need the drop defense, but you have the slow on the A1, you have the decrease attack. He hits decently hard. That A1 hits hard. That's a really good champion. Steve he just spent 60 million on gear rollups, and my tune for clan boss is still out of whack. I have no idea what I'm doing. Steve, oh man. Yeah, clan boss can be a tricky nut, tricky nut to crack. That's not really a saying, is it? It can be a tough nut to crack. There you go. That's the saying. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
That's close enough.
A tricky nut to crack. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Put my Jamarsa back
in. But yeah, you can roll up, new gear, be like, all right, that should fix things, and then it's still not working. Sometimes the thing that's not working for clan boss can be like, it can be like half a speed that you don't even realize is hidden behind the stats, and you got to go into the clan boss calculator and like fix it, like figure out why you're off, and it could just be one speed one way or the other. Like not even a full speed, it could be like half a speed, and so it doesn't show up. There can also be something else that's going on. Like sometimes it's a mastery that affects turn meter that you didn't realize you still had on, or it can be like a cooldown reduction thing that you didn't think you had on, or you didn't realize, so there's all sorts of little things that you have to really worry about to get a clan boss tune going right. Did you use the clan boss calculator to come up with your tune, or are you just kind of winging it?
He's got the substats. He's winging it.
I had a really good untuned clan boss team that could get me like a 4 or 5 key Ultra Nightmare, and it gave me typically a 2 key Nightmare. I think I got it to a 1. I might have gotten it even to a 1-key nightmare. It was completely untuned. And it wasn't 100%, but it was like, it was like 80%. And then I speed tuned it. And I instantaneously got 1 key for Nightmare, 1 key for Ultra Nightmare, 1 key for Brutal, all on the same tune. And I was like, oh. Like I spent 2 days with the clan boss calculator, just learning how the calculator worked and trying to figure it out. And then I did it, and it was like instant relief. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. It is so much better. And I just they started throwing shards and books at me. I'm like, I should have done this 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I had the champions for it. I just couldn't get over the like psychological hump of getting in there. And I usually like learning that stuff. But the clan boss calculator is not an intuitive piece of software. It is a powerful piece of software, and it works really well. But you have to teach yourself how to use it. And then you also have to go in and make all those little tweaks to all of your champions, which as a free-to-play player can be daunting. You need to save. I need to save it probably took me 150 million silver to re-gear everybody. And that can take a long, long time. Especially if there are intermediate steps, where like you re-gear one guy, think he's going to work, and then you realize he just didn't hit the damage threshold, and maybe you should have done somebody else. I made the mistake. This didn't hurt a ton, but it hurt enough. I leveled a renegade up to be my cooldown reduction champion for my clan boss, and I booked her out fully, and I couldn't get the speed tune to work. I spent like, I don't know, 10 hours trying to get the speed tune to work. And then I had a thought, and I was like, her cooldown reduction ability starts at 7 turn cooldown. And it can book twice, so you can get it down to 6 and then down to 5. And so I booked it all the way down to 5. And it wasn't working. The tune wasn't working. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I had it at 6.
Oh, no.
And I put it.
Oh, he's gonna kill her.
I put it back at 6. And all of a sudden the tune worked perfect. It worked really easily. Like I needed it to be at a 6 turn cooldown. But I had already booked my renegade to a 5 turn cooldown. So you can't unbook a champion. So what I had to do is I had to literally roll up, take another renegade and level her up and just book her until I got 1 book in that skill, got her to a 6 turn cooldown. So I basically have like luckily it was a 5-star. My first renegade was a 5-star, fully booked, fully geared renegade, like fully masteried. That's just sitting there doing nothing now because I had too many books on her. So I still try to think about like using her because, Renegade's a good champion. But yeah, my main Renegade is 6 stars now, and she's got, the War Master on her and stuff. But yeah. Clan boss is a pain. Okay, what champs are you using? Steve, what champs are you using? Oh, Tomas is asking. Don't really know how to use the calculator well. Yeah, it's tough. Son, you should be running a full team, not just Kale and Spirit Host. Doing that is wasting XP. Yes and no. So when you run 2 champions, I don't know if Son knows this. When you run 2 champions, so they always split the full amount of XP between all of the champions on your team. If you have a max level champion on your team, they're siphoning off their XP and it's being wasted. Again, another unfriendly decision from Plarium, right? It's ridiculous. But, so right now with Spirit Host, you're getting a 50-50 split. So 50% is being wasted and 50% of the XP is going on to Spirit Host. If you had 4 champions, right? Mm-hmm. Each champion would get 25%. So Kale would only be wasting 25% of the XP and you'd be getting 75%. So that's what somebody was saying it.
Yeah, but I'm just 3-starring the levels that I can in the
right. And so campaign
and leveling her. So
right. And so in order to 3-star it, you can only use 2 champions. And so if you want to 3-star it and do that, which you do want to do, you have to just throw away the XP, which is again a super unfriendly decision by Plarium. Okay, now we got this one. And I think that's enough. Is that enough? I think it's enough. Cancel. Oh, do I want to use these though? Yeah, I don't care if they're 3-star or 2-star, right? I'm not using either one of these right now, so let's go ahead and use those up. And then let's go to the vault and pull these two out. Let's go here. And
So are you
talking to me?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you
talking
say?
to myself. Are you trying to 6-star or what are you doing?
I'm just getting my first 5-star chicken.
Oh, gotcha.
Win 25 lesser spirit potions from stage 5 or higher of the spirit keep. Okay.
Ooh, I love them.
Now we also leveled our outlaw monk is not quite there yet. So we can level him up in the spirit keep.
Sorry, Steve. Gotta get good.
Gotta get good.
I'm surprised I didn't get crazy pushback on my 5-starring spirit host. I was expecting everyone to be like, man, that was stupid.
No, that's one of the methods that somebody talked about and can be a very decent way to do it. I've done it in the past that way. I usually, like I told you last night, I usually do it with War Priest, not Spirit Host, because I actually like Spirit Host and I hate War Priest.
Well, I guess that's fair, yeah. I mean, I like Spirit Host as well, but I can get another one of her and, build her up to 30 or 40. That's pretty easy, but this way I can hopefully try to get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's like my original plan was the 5-star Deacon, but then I didn't think about the fact that I would then, I can't feed my Deacon. That would be
Right.
insanity.
Yeah. I hope I can still I think I can beat this.
You would keep her for faction crypts and use her as eventual food. Yeah, that's the plan. She's eventually going to be food. As soon as I have enough to get killed the 6-stars, she's getting tossed in the barbecue.
Well, one of the things that happened that made you decide this is you forgot that when you fuse Spirit Host, she has to be at 30, not 40. So you 4-starred her, right? Thinking you needed to have her at 4-star.
I wanted to use her in arena, yeah.
Right. And so you were like, oh, I'll just 4-star her. So once she was at 4-star, now it's like, well, either you keep going and turn her into food, right? Or you keep her forever and you build another one up to fuse. And you're like, well, you can always get another one. So you may as well just keep going with her and turn her into a 5-star chicken. But in the meantime, you need to get past that boss in faction crypts. Plus you need to get past that Arbiter mission. So there's you're triple dipping here, right? You are getting a 5-star chicken. You're getting a champion who's helping you in faction crypts. And then, well, what was the other thing? Faction crypts. Oh, faction crypts, mission. Arbiter mission. Yeah, and then you're getting another champion to help you out until you turn her into food. So she will be food. So Arbiter mission, faction crypts, and food. That's actually pretty nice there. I think there's a challenge that I'm supposed to do in here, isn't there? Dungeon. Place a heal reduction debuff on the Spirit Guardian. So let's try that while we're doing this. You only have to do it once. This is a little tip for anybody who's trying to do this. You can do this with this champion right here. What's this champion's name? I forget this champion's name. Dervish. Dervish has a skill, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. Obviously, you need accuracy, but when you don't have accuracy, you still might have a little chance. And I have to run this thing like 20 times, so we'll see if I can do it without gear. If I can't do it without gear, I'll put some accuracy on her. Accuracy at this level, you need, I think, 51 to 75 or something like that is the accuracy you need to not get resisted. So she could potentially land it and get resisted over and over again, in which case I will put some gear on. once I do this, I can use her as food as well. I didn't think of that because I leveled them up for this particular purpose.
So Bryson, keep her for faction food crypt, or you keep her for faction crypts though, then use her as eventual food. Yeah, no, she's gonna be food. Her fate has been decided. Unfortunately for her.
She's used to it.
Yep.
Everybody uses her as food. I think what I got to do here is actually, I got to swap this out. Let's see. No, not Jamarsa. Swap this guy out. We'll bring in a second dervish. What I got to get her to do is not waste her A2 before she gets to the boss.
These guys, they can't die? What's going on here?
Yeah, they get a unkillable. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's good. I'm looking a little rough for a moment there.
All right, let's see if we can get one of these to land a... It'd be really nice if we could land a heal reduction without any gear. That would be surprising, to say the least, but it could happen. It wasn't resisted, she just missed. Oh, and now she's got a block debuffs buff up, so we're going to have to work our way through this. We'll just A1 cycle for a little bit and hope that our Athel isn't so strong that she just kills the boss anyway.
Alright, well, I'm up to stage 6-1, 3-star. But it's getting tough. I don't think I can go much further. Yeah, she's good. I'm glad to have her, but I don't know. I prefer a 6-star instead.
Did you add in? No, you probably don't have a an amulet for her, do you? So at 5 stars, you'd have to ascend her to 5 stars anyway. So yeah, that's a.
Oh yeah, if I have to ascend her, then I do not.
That's something I always forget about, because if I ever gear anybody, like if I ever run anybody up to 5 stars, I always ascend them, because like getting potions on my main is so fast and easy that I don't even think about it. Come on, let's see. Hey, we got the heal reduction. Nice. Ow. Oh, that hurt. That hurt so bad. Ah.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I just kicked the metal corner of my desk. Like, ah. Oh, that hurt. That was not fun. All right, so that's good. Heal reduction is done.
Who is this?
What else?
Eris. She looks kind of cool.
Eris is pretty cool, and there are some cool uses for her as well. This is going to get me my deacon, I think. I think this can get me my deacon. All right, so let's go back in here and upgrade these 2 now. We don't need them anymore. We've got the heal reduction done.
More like free 3-star for food. Is Spirit Host worth booking?
That's a good question. It depends when you get her. The way you would book Spirit Host, and I don't necessarily recommend this, but the free to play way to book Spirit Host is to run. What stage is it? Is it stage? I mean, chapter 3 campaign. Is it Catacombs? Is that where she drops? No. Durham Forest. There, she drops from Durham Forest. You get copies of her, and then you use her to book herself, because every time you get a duplicate of a champion that is rare, or actually even uncommon, like I guess all of them. I've never done it with a common. But if you get a duplicate of a champion, you can use them as a book. And so you can do that for free. You can completely book her up. Now, the question is there any value? Their only value here really is in these 2 cooldowns. So if you can avoid booking her A1, I'm sorry, I should put myself on the screen. So yeah, let me get something out of the way.
Okay. No, not mini-me.
So you don't want to put anything in the A1. The A1, like, damage on a skill that does no damage is like a waste. This also, you may want to avoid this. You might not need this on a 3-turn cooldown, because if you're using her in arena, then you don't need the books. If you're using her for this block debuffs or this cleanse, then you do want this cooldown. Obviously it goes from 6 to 5, so that's still not great, but it's better than not having it. So if you're using her in arena, you don't really, because you want to one-shot the enemy team, so you just need her ascended to 3 stars. You don't need her booked. If you're going to keep her long-term for faction crypts, then eventually you'll probably book her. You'll probably have enough, just rare tomes sitting around that booking her will be easy. And so you'll just do that. But yeah, you don't need to book her to get value out of her. All right, let's see. So, son, what are you doing again?
Oh, just trying to see how far I get 3-starring stuff.
Right.
In hard.
I have like 10 more tokens for the arena that I got to use up. So I think I got to jump over there as soon as I get under my maximum energy. I don't know if I'm under my maximum energy right now. I will get over there. I don't want to waste the passive regen. I should see what's going on in chat. Dervish hits like a truck. Truck. Geo isn't the best paired with the Mytha. She can do good, but I'd choose Frozen Banshee instead of him. Spirit Host is a good cleanser, worth keeping until you have a replacement. That is the best usage for Spirit Host. Also, early arena, if you need a large increase attack, she's a cheap option for that. Does the XP split 50-50 if you only run 2 characters? Yes, it does. Wukong will make that keep super easy, Colred. Yes, he will. Is Spirit Host worth booking? No. I'm waiting for Wukong on my referral to use the gems to mastery him straight up. Good idea. Streaming is dangerous. Yes, if you kick your desk. Eris is a better cleanser than Spirit Host. Is she? Is Eris a better cleanser than Spirit Host? She doesn't have a block debuffs. I know that. Book her with dupes, yes. For arena, you don't book her. That's true, Remus. She heals from the A1, so it does hurt. She heals for a percentage of the damage, right? So if you book her, she'll get a slightly bigger heal, but she doesn't hit hard and she doesn't heal that much. Oh, you said, sorry, you corrected yourself. Doesn't. So it does hurt means doesn't hurt. You could book her later during CVCs. Yeah, absolutely. You could save it for a CVC. And if you're going to hold on to her for faction crypts, book her during a CVC for some extra points. I'd say you should keep Eris instead of Spirit Host, but both are great for factions. Yes. Remember, he's going to be feeding Spirit Host. Her dupes should also go into Faction Guardians till you can replace them, and that will boost your kill. That's also a good idea. That is a very good, wise consideration. So
what's that?
In the sparring pit, or whatever it's called now, it's not called the sparring pit. What used to be called the sparring pit, but now the sparring pit is inside of it. What is it called? I don't know. There's a thing called Faction Guardians, and when you get duplicates of Faction Guardians, you can put them, like, you can put these champions into the Faction Guardians, and that will give you stats towards all of your other champions in that faction of the same rarity. So if you have 2 Spirit Hosts, you can put Spirit Hosts into the first, like, Faction Guardian spots, and that would give all of your rare Dark Elves like extra HP or something. And Kale is obviously a Dark Elf, so he would benefit from that. So that's the first Faction Guardian thing you're going to want to fill out, and you can do that with copies of Spirit Host. So that's actually a very...
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that at all. So yeah, Faction Guardians. Go up to Faction Guardians. The Guardian Ring, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I mean, I've already looked. I don't have any duplicates. But...
Right. So, but if you go down to the Dark Elves and just click on that there. And as you can see, there are... So the first... You would be the rarity. Right?
Yeah.
Rare Dark Elves. So you get what? HP, then attack, then accuracy and resistance, then defense, and then speed, all of which are good on Kale. The only thing you have to worry about is if you speed tune a clan boss team and then you unlock the speed, then you can throw out your tune.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm under the energy cap. I need to get over to arena soon. I might be coming up on my timer there. All right. Guardian Ring. Eris is a 3-turn cleanse and speed buff, though I'm not sure if she cleanses just 1 debuff or more. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't use Eris that often. I know she has a cleanse, and I know she has a speed buff, and she's used in Clan Boss with specific tunes. She's used with Demitha in one particular tune to like enable the speeds that you need to go at, but also to bring the cleanse for the Clan Boss stun, which is important. And Demitha can also do that job, but you need 2 cleanses if you're going to go affinity friendly, because you need a cleanse for the stun and you need a cleanse for the slows of the spirit affinity clan boss, because the slows will also throw you out of tune. Okay, so let's go see where we are on our timer here. 20. Oh, I lost it. That stinks. I lost 10 tokens for the arena. That is sad.
Ooh, unfortunate.
Unfortunate. I know you're broken up. You are broken up about it. I can tell. I can tell you sound sad.
Oh, I did, so my clan boss, I 1-keyed easy.
Okay.
And I did normal. With 1 key, I got 1.57 million.
Nice.
So with 3 keys, I should be able to get the night chest there.
Okay. That would be very good.
I'm just giving you updates, giving you the good news.
That is good news.
I'm here to share the good word.
After you
clan boss.
I keep doing that. Yeah, so after you say you're happy that I'm not making any progress, then you tell me about your progress in the hopes that I'd be happy for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am happy for you. This is not a race. This is not a race. Come on, get a leech out there. She's going to kill us both, aren't the Deliana thing is frustrating in arena right now. This guy's got a Pythion.
Oof, this is not looking good. Yeah, I'm excited for Wukong. That'll be fun.
Yes, that will be.
And I'm feeding him straight to my kale.
It'd be great to get that 5-star chicken.
Another free 5-star chicken? Thanks.
There we go. All right, more points. Well, now that I don't have to worry about the time, let's just go back and let's see, what other challenges do we have? We need to get to gold. 3 affinity bonuses to level 5. That's not really an efficient way to do that, is that? Win a campaign battle using, let's see. We get energy there, that's nice.
Man, these are all bad affinities.
All right, let's see what's going on with chat. Yeah, you're right. Spirit Host has a speed aura. So if you need her for that speed aura, like in Faction Crypts where you don't have another speed aura, that would be good. Since the stunning clan boss is such a huge deal, I wonder why UDK isn't in more teams since he absorbs both the stun and the damage himself. I think it's because he's... Overall, I don't think he does enough for clan boss. He brings you a drop defense, and he soaks the stun. But dealing with the stun with a cleanser is really easy, especially like somebody like a Doom Priest. So it's not as critical to have somebody to soak the stun, unless you're not going to cleanse the stun. If you don't have a cleanser at all, then UDK is good. Yeah, I think you know, he doesn't do much damage. You lose his taunt, like you don't get that going. The fear doesn't happen. I'm trying to think of what else, you know. He doesn't hit hard. And if you build him with masteries, in a lot of cases, you're going to mastery him down the other 2 chains. You're not going to mastery him down the offense chain. So you wouldn't even have the War Master procs. So that would be my guess. That's why people probably don't use him in too many clan boss teams. Era and Dismissa, the Mytha are on a 3-1 ratio, so on clan boss, so Eris always goes after the clan boss to cleanse, and Demitha always goes just before to block the damage. Yes. Who's in here from Colred Clan? I don't know. We should shout it out. I still have to learn everybody who's in the clan, because we've got a name in Discord.
Team Sun.
We've got a name
Hashtag
in
Team
Discord,
Sun.
then we've got a different name in the game, in the clan, and then we've got a different name here in the live stream in the YouTube chat. So it's really hard for me to keep track of who's who.
Hashtag Team Sun.
You know, UDK is also frustrating. But there are solutions for UDK that are different than the solutions for Deliana, right? Like you have to, like Deliana always AoEs your team. So like you need to get tankier to survive her. Whereas with UDK, there's like 7 different solutions for UDK. There's all sorts of stuff. You know, if you have a Rhonda, UDK is not a problem at all. Yeah, when Wukong hits the arena, that's going to be frustrating.
It's going to be a good old time. Grand old time.
What's a reliable... Harry Peltro asks, what is a reliable team for Iron Twins? Depends. I like Helicath teams. There's a Helicath team out there with 3 copies of what's her name? Why am I blanking on her name? I use her all the time. Painkeeper. So you get 3 Painkeepers, you get 1 Helicath, and you get I think a Geomancer as your last champion. You use those 5 champions. The Painkeeper turn cooldown reduction cycles, and it means Helicath will have 100% of the time will have the block damage up, and Geomancer will have the reflect damage up. And then because you're constantly putting up buffs, the Iron Twins are going over and over again, and they're hitting the block damage, getting the reflect damage from the Geomancer, and killing themselves. And that's like one of the fastest teams out there, and it's really, really easy. And it's also easy to build. The thing is, you need a Geomancer and a Helicath. Like three copies of Painkeeper. Like if you play long enough, I've had 10 copies of her. So that's an amazing thing. But anything with a Helicath, you can use a Demitha. You could use Emic. Emic, if you did the last month's fusion, that would be good. What's up, son?
These guys just killed my kill.
Well, that's not friendly.
No, it's not. That's bad juju.
Let's see. He soaks the stuns only 50% of the time. That's right, because his passive doesn't work 100% of the time against the boss. I forgot about that. He brings decrease attack. Okay. Team Sun, Team Colred, Team Colred. Shock. Shockbucker is on my team, son. Is the best way to level food to run campaign or run dungeons? The best way to level food is to run dungeons. But it requires that you have a team that you can like have a solo or a duo or a trio so you can get, you know, food champions into your dungeon running team. It's also not fast. It's not fast. You get much less XP from dungeon runs than you do from campaign. So if you're trying to promote as many champions as you can per month, you know, you want to get the extra XP that you can get out of having like a duo team or something, or a trio team for, let's say, Dragon or you know, Dragon's usually the easiest one to do it in, or Spider. But yeah, it's so that's the best, most efficient method. But in terms of like speed, it's never going to be fast enough. You can't do all your food in dungeon runs. You just can't get away with it. So, hope that answers your question. Team Colred all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Thanks, Bo. Campaign is the fastest way, but if you can run dungeons, it's more efficient. So that answer was already out there. I didn't have to give that whole thing anyway. GOT's here. Yeah, GOT, you just joined yesterday, I think. Geomancer is a reliable team. Yes, all you need is Geomancer, and basically you win the game. And I still don't have one. Coldheart also works in place of Geo. I run Roshcard with 3 Painkeepers. Well, Roshcard and Helicath have the same skill on the same cooldown, so that's why that works. That's the same as what I was mentioning before. The one difference is you don't get the weaken out there, so you don't get as much damage, so it's a little bit slower. You say Roshcard is faster because Helicath, because he doesn't counter when you have the shields up, but you don't need the shields. Or yeah, it's the shield that's up. No, it's the block damage. You're right. It's the block damage. So he's going to counterattack. But you get the weaken out there, so. If you have Nishak, he can run Hard Dragon 7 in good regen gear solo. Needless to say, he can do Dragon 25 solo too. Yes. Those bombs that turns into poisons those are silly. Those are so silly. The one downside of that, and I wish they would change this, is that you hit the debuff cap so easily with Nishak that it can screw up your other debuffs. So you either can't put more bombs out because there are already too many poisons out there, or you lose your weaken, it drops off, and then it gets filled up with a poison. And since there's only 10 spaces on the bar, you can run out of your weaken, you can run out of your drop defense, you can run out of your drop attack, you can run out of your slow, you can run out of, your heal reduction, whatever it is you need on that particular boss. And so like you have to make sure that your comp is going to put the debuffs that you need up before Nishak fills the bar, and then keep them up 100% of the time. They can't come down, because if they come down, you lose them, because Nishak will just fill them up. So if you're running him solo, that doesn't matter because you don't care about any of the other debuffs. But if you're not running him solo, like if you're trying to one-shot Bommel, you got to make sure that, like the weekend gets out there first and stuff like that. Of course, if you're one-shotting Bommel, you're not filling the bar typically. You kill him at like, I want to say 8 buffs, or 8 debuffs rather, something like that. I have a one-shot Bommel team that almost always fails to one-shot Bommel, and then kills him with poisons on the second turn. It's really funny. It's like every once in a while I'll one-shot him, but a lot of times he'll be left with like, you know, like 5 or 6% health. The bombs will go off, kill everybody on my team except one person, then he'll take a turn and die. So it's technically a one-shot bomb team, but it's not a one-shot. Geo brings a weekend. I wouldn't know. I don't have a Geo. What do I know about Geo? I don't know anything about Geo. Geomancer talk just makes me angry. Sorry, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's Plarium's fault. But yeah. Okay. I could probably bring in a third food champion here. I think I'm wasting XP. Let's get the Jamarsa out of here. Let's bring in another food champion. Who can we be leveling up right now? We could probably just get another 2-star to 3-star. Ooh, we do have that Armiger sitting there. Maybe he's worth leveling up. He is worth leveling up. I'm going to level him up. I'm probably going to turn him into food, but in the meantime, I'm going to have an Armiger. I don't want to build a 100% crit rate on it, anybody. I don't have gear yet. Okay, forget that. That was a bad idea. Whoever mentioned that? Shh. Okay. We'll need to regear Nishak for Baumel just for this rotation, minus 2 million in silver. Yeah. That's not a bad regear. If it only costs you 2 million, that's a pretty cheap regear. That means you don't have to roll anything up. You just have to swap gear, which is expensive for swapping gear. You're right. But that means you don't have to re-roll any gear. Should we talk Ninja then? I don't know if we should talk Ninja. I love Ninja. I love my Ninja. I don't put him in a lot of content. I've thought about rebuilding him for Sand Devil's Necropolis because there's a duo with Ninja and Godseeker Aniri that is really effective, and I have both of those champions, and I could speed tune them just for that. Right now, he's my clan boss damage dealer. The thing is, I one key Ultra Nightmare at like 120 to 140 million every time, so I have tons of leeway. I don't need him as my damage dealer for clan boss. But the idea of like pulling him out of that team and then trying to find somebody to replace him, and then I might have to tweak the speeds because he has a turn meter fill on his A1, which is like frustrating. I don't really want to go back in there and do that yet, but I will probably pull him out and put him in that duo in Sand Devil's, not Sand Devil's, the Necropolis, whatever it is. Because it's so effective. Oh, Sun walked away from his screen again. Where'd you go?
I'll be back in a second.
Okay. But you know who I'm excited about, who I've never had before on any account, is Chronum. So as soon as these 3 referrals get to 50, I'm going to make sure that I get 3 more referrals to 50, even if I have to run them up myself. Because I've never had him on any account, and he's kind of like a ninja. He does a very similar thing in terms of activating HP burns and the triple hitter and all that stuff. He doesn't have the ramp up in damage that Ninja has, the passive that like escalation or whatever it's called that increases his attack. But then you know he has a duo in Jamarsa, who obviously I'm running up here. So if I could get Jamarsa and Chronum, that would be fantastic. That'd be a great clan boss solution. Yeah, that would actually not be. If I did let's say I did Deacon Armstrong, Athel, Chronum, and Jamarsa, right? That gives me HP burns, weaken, leech, drop defense, turn meter boost. So I'm really only missing increase attack. Obviously, it's not a super defensive team. So if I could get increased attack with like, you know, increased defense or strengthen or ally protection or something to just extend the fight a little bit, that would be kind of an interesting early game clan boss team. Has anybody run Chronum? Anybody in chat ever run Chronum? I'm glad they put Chronum in the game, and I'm glad they made him available to everybody. Because when Ninja disappeared from the login rewards and nobody can get him anymore, that became really painful. I actually waited to build my alternate account until the Ninja, like the free Ninja, ended, because I was like, I don't really want him on a second account. I don't know why I thought that. I was like, whatever. Like, people are going to hate this thing, you know? And I should have just, like, I could have just logged in a week earlier, but I literally waited till Ninja ran out. And now that account is actually pretty good. It's like a level 83 account or something. I haven't played it in a couple of months because I've been doing YouTube. I always thought I would give the count away, and it was like, it'd be so much more valuable to give away with a ninja rather than without a ninja. How are we doing on this quest here, this mission? 24 out of 25. Okay. I need one more thing. How are we doing on the Summer Deck of Fate? We've got 2,000. Let's see if we can get some. 50 gems is nice. And then we got, okay, some charms. Charms are nice too. Got 264 gems. How are we doing here? 26. Okay, let's pull this potion here. So I'm hoping to have enough pots for Deacon Armstrong. I think you need 20. 20 of the middle ones, the greater potions. You need 20 of them. I don't think I have 20 yet, but I also get 3 from completing this mission. So if I get like 2 or 3 more here, and then I get the 3 from the mission, I might have enough to get him to 3 stars ascended, which would be like, even at level 40, that would be incredibly powerful, right? And that would maybe change my mind about who I'm going to 5-star next. Because once you have him going, life gets better with that extra turn. Especially,
yeah, I'm pretty close to getting him too.
You're almost there on the spirit potions.
Yeah, I'd have to mix them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's okay.
Silver.
Mixing lessers into graders is not cheap. I think it's 10,000 per potion, but at least it's only 10,000. When you're mixing graders into superiors, it's 100,000 per potion, which is kind of absurd. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that brews drop in the potion keeps, because it's like a decent source for brews. You actually get brews a fair amount of percentage of the time. It's like 8% or something, or 7% of the time you get brews. And you need brews, you know, and you can't just rely on Plarium giving you free brews with stuff. You have to go out and farm them a little bit. But I also feel like I came in here for potions. I just want potions. And then they give me a brew, and I'm like, if it was 3 brews or 5 brews, I'd be excited. But it's 1 brew. Let's see. I use Artak, Rhonda, Deacon, Apothecary, and Ornn on my alt for Clan Boss. It's almost a nice 2-key nightmare. That's a decent team. Obviously, if you can pull Rhonda out of there and get like another poisoner or something, or get maybe another defensive champ who keeps you alive for longer, because Ornn does damage, and Artak's gonna, you know, got Ornn for poisons, Artak for HP burns. You got the drop defense. You could use maybe a weakened champion. If you have Brimstone on her, then that's different. If you have Brimstone on her, then you're getting a lot of damage out of that. Chronum is going to be magnificent for Hydra. He is already helping me into first tier rewards himself alone. Oh. Yeah, David, that's exactly what I was saying. It's only 1 brew. So yeah, that's not exciting. Okay, we just got 2. I think that's everything we need, right? Okay. And we got this one done already. We're going back to Dragon's Lair. I like that. But let's see how many potions we have here. We have 15. Well, I'm going to ascend him. least once. That's 4. Now it's 7, and then I think it's 9, right? So I need 5 more, plus I need 6 of these. I don't have enough to make that. We got him 2-star ascended. I'm not going to stop there. That's silly. But let's look at our missions. Just make sure we're not getting some potions down. Are we getting potions down? Getting that. Yeah, okay, so nothing soon. Is there any potions from our challenges? I don't think there are. Energy, energy, energy. All this energy is like, it's a lie because you have to spend so much more energy than you actually get back in return. Here are some potions. But I think we already got the ones here, right? We could use those. Clear stage 7 of the arcane keep on auto. Let's do that.
Oh, it costs 20,000 to mix them.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Arcane keep 7, stage 7 on auto. All right, let's get our food champions
I might
back
just
in
farm
there.
that real quick.
Just gonna farm the pots that you need.
Yeah, I only need 3 more of the green ones.
Yeah, I need
Even if it's the lesser.
I need 5
And then I need a couple more
arcanes.
whatever the white ones.
Yeah.
The ascended arcanes.
Actually, I'm gonna put you in the lead here. I'm gonna use some.
Son, how did you manage to complete 3rd page of Dungeons challenges? I wish I could recall what the 3rd page of Dungeon challenges were.
That's the ones where you had to do like the heal reduction and you had to steal the shield and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, gosh, and I think I fed those champions like a idiota. But yeah, I think I was pulling some shards and I found 2 champions that could bring that effect, so I got them to level 20. Put some accuracy gear on them and brought them in. And I think it took 1 or 2 tries each in order to get that effect pulled off. Do I remember what champions? I think I could tell you after this.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a little bit. Son, good luck with these animals.
I'd have to look at my index, but I'm pretty sure I can find them for you pretty quick. Funny, I literally had their names on a notepad 15 minutes ago. If we'd gotten there sooner, I would have still had that, but I closed it and I didn't save it. Forgot how hard it was to ascend champs early on. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing. All right, there we go. That's everything I need here. Oh man, who was it? All right, one of them I used was Dervish. So she has the ceiling arrow with a heal reduction debuff. So that was for the spirit keep chick. So I just brought her to 20, put some accuracy gear on, and that's what I did there. I don't know why this is red. There you go. And then the other one was Battle Sister. So I used her 15% chance of removing one random buff from the target. Now, for some reason, and I'm pretty sure she didn't even land it, but it still counted. So I think that was literally just a one shot. I just brought her in and she used that skill, and for some reason it worked. And I said, "Sweet, thanks," and I'm out of here. So yeah, those are what got me through that. All right, so I still need at least 13 of these or some of those. All right. Mystic Hand is probably the best rare for stealing the shield. Yeah, she just I was pulling mystery shards, and that was just the first one that I found that had any kind of remove buff. So it's not even specifically for shield, but it worked. So, son, you're a genius. I don't, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'll take it. Cause substats. Ooh, that brings me a lot closer. So how's everybody else's grind going? Arctac, need books. Much Rhonda. Yeah, that's the one thing I really have not nailed down yet is the gear. And it's so expensive to mess up the gear. So that's been a bit of a struggle for me. But considering it's only my 2.5, somewhat third day playing, feels like I'm doing all right. It's like a 10-7 hard campaign. Yeah, I've beaten all of hard campaign, but 3-starring it, man, I don't think I've got it in me before the end of the day. I think that's one short of what I need. They just got to do me like that, huh? Okay. Like a 10-7 3-starring. Well, hey, man, then you got further than I did. I'm hoping maybe if I send Deacon, it's gonna help me out a little bit, but I'm not positive. I am not sure. It feels like I really need to re-gear and retool everybody, but I just don't have the silver to do it, I don't think. All right, got it with 4 energy to spare. Well, most wouldn't think of looking at common or uncommon champs for those missions. I know I didn't. Ah, Morgor, that is a solid point. I have 4 lifesteal pieces on him. and I'm still struggling. I think I've used all of my Sun Wukong pieces are on him because it's the highest lifesteal that I've gotten so far. All right, Deacon. Spending my money on you, buddy. Here we go, and it's a mission. Oh wow, I can actually ascend him again, but I don't know if that's worth it. So I'll think about that later. So, that's unfortunate. I gotta see what time it is. 4:30. I know I haven't done any of my faction crypt stuff, but I don't have anything that's really gonna do much. Can 1 3-star? Can she find it out? Can she be victorious? Let's see. I can't beat my boss guy anyway, so no, that's gonna be a big no-go. All right, worth a shot. Oh, of course I don't have gear on her either. That doesn't help. Yeah, I don't have any here. Don't think I have any here. I might be able to since I have her 5-star now. Steve, yes, I'm getting lifesteal for Sun Wukong.
I'm back.
I know I need. Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a 6-turn cooldown. Crap, I'm screwed.
I should have mentioned this before. I forgot about it, but Sun is streaming in our Discord. So if you're interested in seeing both screens full size and being able to, swap back and forth between them anytime you want, he's always streaming full size in our Discord community, so you can join that Discord community. The invite is in the link of or the invite link is in the description of this stream. It's also on our main YouTube channel, or our main YouTube page. So yeah.
I just noticed the description. I like that.
You like that? The description today is pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else caught it. Nobody mentioned it to me. Hey, just enough. All right, let's see if our outlaw monk. Actually, no. Let's not even do that. Let's get our Deacon Armstrong's 3rd ascension. Let's do that, and then we'll go 1 key that clan boss. What do we need?
Yeah, I just
3 and 3. We need 3 and 3.
I just got my Deacon to 3 stars.
Congrats.
3 ascended.
I'm going to need a lot of food here. So you're still trying this faction crypt?
Just as a little intermediary. I just want to see if I can, because I have a block debuff, so I should be able to cancel the provoke and kill those little minion guys. I just gotta
If you hit hard enough, yeah.
manual it to get there. At least that's the hope.
I mean, if all you're trying to do is kill the minions, I wouldn't even go with the block debuffs necessarily. I would go
I
with
have
it.
to. 'Cause
Well, if you go, so what you really want is you want. Well, try it. Do what you got to do.
yeah, because the problem is otherwise I get immediately provoked and then I'm just stuck there.
Okay. So what you need, if you're going to go with that route, what you want to do is you want to get Speed Host faster than Kale.
Oh, and then he gets 2 attacks, and now I'm provoked anyways.
Right.
Bummer. Why does he get 2 attacks? That's some bull.
Because you were frozen, I think, or feared or something. So there's a provoke, a fear, and a freeze, all of which basically can ruin your turn. The fear doesn't always ruin your turn. It's got a 50% chance. But so if you can get Spirit Host going before your Kale, then one of two things is going to happen. Either you put up the increased attack, that's going to make Kale hit harder, and he can potentially nuke the ads out in one shot. Or you put the block debuffs buff up, and then you prevent all of the CC for one turn, and then you're going to get 2 turns. And then, in fact, if Spirit Hose is faster, that's probably the way to go. You could get the block debuffs buff up first, and then on the second turn, get the increase attack, and then you're going to get like a regular hit and an extra big hit, and that should be enough. But you need Spirit Host to be faster than Kale, which you also need her to be faster than Kale in the arena if you're going to use her in arena. So,
yeah,
you want to start thinking about that. By the way, don't you have a shield set? Do you still have your shield set on your Deacon?
I do currently.
You could think about, depending on how much speed is on that shield set, you could think about moving the shield set over to Spirit Host. She doesn't need any accuracy, so that's not going to matter. But she's going to be 5-star, so she's going to have a larger health speed. And then try to get more speed on her a different way. But
yeah, I'm going to have to retool their stuff and
you could also go farm a shield set.
What I can do.
Having a shield set on your duo champ is a really good way to do it. Or you want a shield set on your starter champ. Like, it doesn't have to be a shield set. It could be like a divine set that gives you a shield.
I wonder if I can beat it with Deacon Ascended 3. Let's see.
Is this where you stalled out?
Yeah.
Well, with the shield set, that's going to help you. But you don't have... Yeah. Depends if he's tanky enough to survive this last wave. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. And the drop defense is nice, but even nicer than that is the shield set. The last account that I ran up, I duoed the whole thing with Deacon and I think it was Kale on the last account. I think it was Deacon and Kale. Might have been Deacon and Athel, I forget. So now all of a sudden it's giving me all the lesser potions. Come on, give me some. Oh, I don't have to stay at this level. I guess I could go up a stage, I mean. All right, I'm going to check in with chat. I haven't talked to chat. Wow, okay, there's a lot. Let's see. Haven't done my referrals. I did my referrals myself. Yep, that's what I usually do. Don't want to do that. Hey, Corey, sorry I'm late. I'm at work. Hey, Noah, welcome. Good to see you. have Ninja but want Chronom 2. Yeah, that would be cool. Free is free. That's a good free-to-play mentality. That right there is the free-to-play mentality. Free is free. Get me everything free that I can get. Chronom, we already saw that. Son, how did you manage to complete third page of dungeons? We talked about that. Yeah, it's really hard to ascend champs early on, Tomas. It is. Icky Ray says, Artak needs books. Might switch Ronda out for like Captain Tamila. But I'm pretty sure Ronda is better. Gear is still bad. Stuck at 10-7 hard campaign. No energy or gems. That's tough. Grind is slow. Slow. Yes.
Indeed.
Lifesteal is a must for your starter champion. Yes. Absolutely. For a long time, actually. You're getting lifesteal for Sun Wukong login? I think I'm getting perception. Yeah, it depends. If you are not a new account, you'll be getting perception. If you are a new account, you'll be getting lifesteal. I don't know how new is new, but I think it's 48 hours or less you'll be getting lifesteal. Or maybe 72 hours or less. I think if you had previously logged in and started collecting the lifesteal from Shaman or whatever, if you've gotten 4 or 5 pieces, they'd be switching you to the perception, which is really frustrating because you'd be so close to completing it. But if you've only gotten 1 or 2 pieces, I think they switch you to or they keep you on the lifesteal. You like do it again. I think. Hello, back. My name is Tommy. Hello, Tommy. I started with El Hain and got Deliana. From the new player promo code so I could start High Elf's faction crypts. Decent call. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I know it's not very fun, but any thoughts on skipping a day to summon Wukong during CVC? CJ, it's a good question. I think a lot of people are going to do it. I'm not. I'm not going to be playing. No, I will be playing. That's Tuesday, right? Starts on Tuesday next week, and we get Wukong on Monday. So maybe I will. Thanks, David. Did you put masteries on Kale? Yeah, he did. Her block debuff is only up for 1 turn, right? Yes. Yes, Spirit Host's block debuffs only last for 1 turn. You could throw resist on and try that. That's true. That would be another way to potentially get through that faction crypt boss. If the ads aren't there, he wins because it's just it's the provoke that's the problem.
Yeah. Provoke stops me from killing the ads, and then they just heal him.
Bring back common sense. Says Deacon is the bee's knees. Absolutely love him and his versatility. Absolutely. I think Son and I agree with you. If only y'all had started during Call of the Arbiter, then you could potentially have some good righteous sets. Then Spirit Host could be faster and have enough resistance, so she could place increase attack, then cleanse the provoke after. Well, Tommy, thanks for making us feel bad about it. No, yeah, that would have been cool. You guys should have started with Rector Drath login, then you could have Rector Drath and Deacon. We tried to do the referrals. And you can't do the referrals and Rector Draft. You're getting perception on 4 accounts. Yes. It's a personal reward CVC, is it? I thought the last one was.
What's a personal reward CVC?
Every other CVC, you can get an additional set of rewards that is just based on your contribution to your clan's win. But your clan has to win, and then you have to contribute.
Interesting. I don't know anything about CVC yet.
They're doing back-to-back personal rewards. KL, Deliana, and Fane here. I just wanted to go different. Fane's a great champion. She is a boss killer. You know, honestly, if you had Deliana and Fane, you don't need Kale, right? Because Deliana does all the wave clear that Kale would do, and Fane does all the boss killing that Kale would do. You put those two together.
I've got a question for you from my clan.
Okay, what's up?
The question was, they're watching the stream, they can't comment. Thoughts on catch-up event in 12 hours?
Thought
I
on
have
the
no idea what that is.
catch-up event in 12 hours? Yeah, I'm not sure what that means either. Could you clarify the question, please?
Clarify.
The birthday catch-up event. Get artifacts to earn birthday points. Oh. I haven't seen the news on it, so I don't know exactly what it is. But it's for more birthday points, I guess, in case you're not getting enough birthday points. I'm basically ignoring the birthday event. Right now, I'm really ticked at this spirit keep because like the last 5 or 6 runs, I haven't gotten any of my greater potions. I just need I need to hit like once or twice more, and I've got it. But I burned through 90 energy trying, and I missed every time.
The struggle is too real. I'm pushing really hard on this campaign, but whew.
You'll get there.
You think so?
I'm gonna get there at like 1 in the morning because I haven't even started on that. Well, actually, I've started a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up to 9-2 right now.
A brew, freaking brew. You're up to 9-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to do it. I mean, you can do it with those two. You can definitely do it with those two. You know, you might have to work on a little bit in terms of gear at the end or like getting an extra. Is your screen freezing or is that just? I'm seeing screen freezing.
Everything's good on my end.
Is it the stream? Is the
Oh,
stream
yeah,
messing up again?
It's the stream. Yeah. It's just lagging behind a little bit.
The stream says excellent connection right now. Is anybody having any more stream problems? We had stream problems a few hours ago.
I was just watching it. I saw it lag behind for me.
Currently building my Feint to replace Kale. Good. Negative on stream issues. Stream seems good.
12-7.
I've been playing almost 2 years now on my phone, but now I have a good laptop and I want to know how to do my referral. I downloaded BlueStacks, but don't know where to go from here. Harry, okay, so the basic idea is you need a fresh instance for each referral. You're going to have to log into a Google Play account, you know, like a Google account for the Google Play. Then what I typically do is I download Firefox as the browser on my, because it doesn't work for me with Chrome for some reason. I don't know if you'll have any problems. Maybe you can do it with Chrome. And then I put the referral link into the Firefox, take the download, and you're fine. If you want to do another referral, you have to create a fresh instance of BlueStacks and then repeat the process.
Yep.
You can't get any of the starter promo codes to work. Like you can't get superpowers to work. What does it tell you? What does it tell you when you try? Does it tell you that it's an invalid promo code, or does it tell you that it's only for new players, or what's the message that you get? There are a lot of questions in here. I'm trying to get to everybody. I will get to everybody.
I've got the answer to all the questions. Get good.
Yeah, so you, what level is your account? You started it yesterday, and it's telling you that it's only for new players. That's strange. I think, you know, as long as you're not past like level 30 or something, it should work. That's very frustrating. I don't know what to tell you there. I haven't come across that problem myself, but if it's telling you that it's only for new players and you are a new account, then something's gone wonky with the account, and I would try re-rolling it, maybe do it on a different like do it on a different instance of BlueStacks if you're doing BlueStacks like we were talking about, or do it on like a fresh device that's never had a download before, because maybe it just caught like, I don't know, just it. Plarium knew it was you. Plarium knew it was you, and they weren't going to let you get away with it.
Oof. Destroys enemy max HP by 40% of damage dealt. What is?
Yeah,
That's
so
destroy that hit, right?
so that means, things that heal themselves, like they can't heal that. That bar becomes blacked out, basically, so they can't heal all the way. Whatever damage you do, 40% of it gets permanently removed. Up to, I think, a total of 50% of of an enemy's. I think it's 50%, might be 75%. Somebody in chat should know. Somebody in chat opens.
Oh, so that could be pretty good against like all these freaking healers.
Yeah, I use the set specifically against a few different bosses. Scarab boss is the most likely place that you would use it because he has a mechanic where if you remove health, like max health, he actually takes more damage over time. Otherwise, it's a very slow fight. I want to talk about something that Tommy asked. What do you think about HH ratings? I think they're complete ass. Everything else on that site is amazing, though. First of all, yes, the site's amazing. It's one of my favorite resources. It doesn't have everything, and it's not perfect, but my gosh, it's such, it's a player created community resource that is completely free to everybody, and it's 10 times better than anything Plarium's ever put out. So I don't like to criticize that, because it's an amazing resource, and it was a lot of work to put that together. Obviously, HH is reaping the rewards of that as well. He's become the biggest content creator in the space. And a big reason is because so many people use his website, and he draws a lot of people in. So that's great. As far as his ratings are concerned, I have a feeling that, those ratings are a little bit tricky. Because one, HH doesn't have the time to play every champion, right? He just doesn't. So he probably gives it an initial rating based on his impressions of the kit. And then my guess is people in his organization do the testing on the champion, whether it's on the test server or it's on their own accounts, whatever it happens to be. And there may be several people who do that. And, some champions they probably don't even play. They just base, like they're not going to play every rare. Like they're not going to 6-star every rare and play it out and do it in all sorts of team comps and stuff like that. So like the other thing is, how good is the person who's rating it and what are they rating it for? Like if you look at Aftershock United's tier list, I disagree with tons of stuff on that tier list because they have like an algorithm, right? They like created this equation that they plug numbers into, and that gives you an overall rating, and that tells you how good the champion is. But I don't think people play the game that way. If you have a champion who is the best in the game at one thing and only does that one thing, like if you have a nuker in the game who hits 30% harder than every other nuker in the game, that is a god tier champion. And it doesn't matter if you can't use them anywhere outside of, say, Arena. Like if all they do is nuke Arena like nobody else, that should be a top 10 champion in the game, or maybe top 20 champion in the game. And if it's like a support who can support you everywhere in every single fight in the game, like whether or not they do one thing the best doesn't matter. They're the most versatile champ in the game. So they're a god tier champion. And so I think it's hard to rate certain champions, especially if you don't play them a lot or if you have a huge roster, because you play a champion for a day or two and you're like, oh, I got a handle on this. But I'll give you an example. HH has Cardiel, who's my favorite champion, rated as a perfect 5 across the board. But that's just in the sections. If you actually go into the description of Cardiel, on Scarab Boss, I think Cardiel's rated 2 stars or 3 stars. Cardiel's amazing against Scarab Boss. He's a 5-star champion against, like, he should be one of the best champions against Scarab Boss in the entire game. And the reason is, he doesn't have a shield. So you're like, oh, well, you need a shield against Scarab Boss. you can fix that with one accessory, right? One blood shield ring or whatever it's called. And all of a sudden he's got a shield on every hit. And he has an ally attack, right? That like crushes. He has a block debuffs buff, which prevents provokes. Like he's the perfect champion for that fight. And yet HH has him as, I think, either 2 or 3 stars on that fight. And it's probably because, you know, whoever was doing that rating just borrowed a Cardiel or did it on the test server, tested him in a few fights, and then thought about Scare Boss, maybe even didn't run him against Scare Boss or think about like solving it, you know. But when you own a champion and you use them everywhere all the time, you find out how good they actually are. And so I think it's a good place to start. I don't think the ratings are generally poor. I think the ratings are okay. I just think it's an incredibly hard task for one person or 3 or 4 or 5 people to accurately rate every champion in every area of the game. So those are my thoughts.
I'm out of energy again.
Looks like chat is helping chat figure out BlueStacks, which is good. A cool use for Destroy Set I found is for the Faction Wars boss that swaps HP if you don't have enough damage to kill it before he swaps again. That's a really good idea, Tomas. I've never thought of that. That is, I just came up against that yesterday, and I had trouble in the Knights Revenant, I think it was Knights Revenant faction yesterday, on my main account. I was able to eventually beat it, but it was tricky. Let's see where we stand on these Ascension pots. Ooh, we've got enough. Okay, I went past what I needed to do because I was distracted by the excellent questions from chat. Good night, Colin Sun. Good night, GOT. Hope you have a good one. I would consider any 4-star really good. They are a bit spender biased. Yes. You mean like 4-star rating, really good. Yeah, they are a bit spender biased. Of course they are. Because that is their experience in the game. They try hard to figure out what champions work for free-to-play players, but they don't have a free-to-play mentality. So their perspective is always a little skewed. Whenever I see a major content creator approach free-to-play, the way they do it is they think, what's a good rare that I could build into a team? Right? That's like the main thing. Or what's a really good epic that I can build into a team? Or not even a good epic, which is an epic that maybe if you like get really creative about it, you can make worthwhile. And then you get all these videos like, this is a great free-to-play champ. This is a great free-to-play champ. This is a great free-to-play champ. And you're like, dude, I get to 6-star 2 champions a month. So if I waste one on that rare that you just told me is a great champion and it does one thing for me, that's an awful free-to-play champion. It was cheap to build, sure, but cheap to build doesn't make it good for free-to-play. And it does its job. Sure, I have to put crazy gear on it, but sure, it does the job. But what I need, especially out of the first year of my free-to-play account, is every champion I level, either one has to be the best champion at that task that I can possibly get. Like I need an arena nuker who can get me to gold 5 and keep me there. Or 2, I need a champion who is going to help me in a ton of places. Scylla the Drakes, everywhere. Great, awesome. Or 3, I need a champion who I'm going to get value from now, and that value is never going to disappear, like Coldheart. Right? I build a Coldheart, I get value out of her in Fire Knight right away, I get value out of her in Spider right away, or pretty close to the beginning of the game, you know, a couple of months in. And at endgame, I'm still using that same champion. Right? So it's like, people talk about Master Butcher. Like Master Butcher is a Bommel solution. At 40, he's a Bommel solution. At 50, he's a waste of resources. You know, at 60, he's an entirely wasted 6-star. For the same, almost the same investment, you can level up Lady Annabelle. Now, her books are harder to get, and obviously she's harder to get, but she is a Bommel solution forever. Like you can solo the hardest Doom Tower level of Bommel, which is floor 90, I think, with a Lady Annabelle. So, but if I've thrown away, a 6-star on Master Butcher, like that, is that really going to give me as much value from a free to play standpoint? No, so I don't care about the cheap rare Bommel solution. I want to know about the Bommel solution that will always have value and never go away. Because Master Butcher can't do hard Doom Tower. He can't. It's like the gear you would have to put on him to make that work is absurd. And I wouldn't waste it on, a Master Butcher. The gear you need for Lady Annabelle to be your solution is high. It's not super easy to get, but it is forever on every difficulty level. Plus, you can use her in other places if you want. Even with that build, you could get value out of her in other places. They gave Ursula 4-star, who has the best revive in the game. Not the best revive in the game, but a very, very good revive in the game. Probably the best epic revive in the game, or close to it, right? Cardinal also has an amazing revive. Harima is rated 1-star against Nether Spider, but she can solo hard Doom Tower versions. Yeah, that's a mistake. It is out of 10. It's actually out of 10 because they have half levels, right? So it's like it's a 10-point rating system. It's just that every point is a half. So it goes 0.5, 1, 1.5, and so on. But if you're saying it needs to be out of 20, like it should be by halves up to 10, sure. Cardiel only sucks in campaign. Too slow. That's fair, I guess. I guess that's fair. But if you put him in campaign with an ally who has an AoE A1, then you have an ally attack for it. You turn off his A2, right? You're always going to get a kill with the A3, which means it's on a 3-turn cooldown. He could probably duo Nightmare campaign with the right person. I think I tried. It's hard to rate because in a rating you also have to compare against all champions. A regular free-to-play player doesn't have access to all of them, but the ratings are made as if you did. That's true. That is true. It's all relative, right? Like your best arena nuker, here's the thing. If your arena nuker gets you to gold 5 and keeps you there easily, you can't, there's no value in upgrading. Unless you're pushing for platinum, and as a free-to-play player, you're not pushing for platinum. So who cares? That's why, I still have Genbo as my arena nuker. I live in gold 5. I never worry about it. He nukes out everybody. I pulled a Trunda. I was like, okay, what do I do with this Trunda? I 6-starred her immediately. I was so psyched about a Trunda. And then I was like, what? So if I replace my Genbo with a Trunda, what do I do with my Genbo now? And if I don't, what do I do with my Trunda now? It's like, and Trunda is actually probably more useful against it, like Hydra. I could use her as a Hydra damage dealer. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not, I don't regret 6-starring my Trunda. But what I'm saying is I don't need both of them in the arena unless I'm like, all right, now I want to push 3v3 and I need 2 top tier nukers. Okay. But I also have an allele, right? So it's like now I've got 3 top tier nukers. And then I'm going to have at least 1 go second team. So I don't really need 3 go first style nukers. And so Trunda is rated higher in the arena than Genbo is. But why? I would rather build Genbo.
You're a mini talking head, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. They're watching you.
I'm not doing anything interesting.
Okay, well, I'll switch then. I'm also not doing too much that's interesting.
Yeah, my energy is got a couple left in reserve, but that's about it.
But when I think about it as a free-to-play player, I'm like, if I could give you a top-tier epic nuker who could do the job and keep you in gold 5. Would you rather build that, or would you rather build a legendary arena nuker who hits harder but can't get you into platinum? Like, do I really want to put 13 legendary tomes on a champion that's not going to do a better job? Like, the numbers will look prettier. Maybe I'll win 3% more fights based on just the extra damage. But if I'm picking my fights the right way, and if I built my composition the right way, Genbo's going to do the job 97% as well as Trunda. So is that 3% increase worth it? So why do I care what Trunda's rated versus Genbo? I don't care as a free-to-play player. That's why ratings like don't make sense, you know, until you get into the subjectivity of it, until you get into the like personal perspective of it. I hope that's enough. I don't think it is. I'm one shy. I should be able to mix that.
Are you gonna get your deacon?
Yep. You gotta love the extra turn.
Look at him go.
All right, now we're gonna go build. We're gonna go build our monk here. I gotta remember which of these guys I'm gonna take out. All right, so this is I gotta mark this guy. This guy is the.
That reminds me, I need to
Whatever.
pull some of these
We'll do
mystery shards.
All right, now we need some accuracy, but that's all we really need. All right, let's do this. Let's see if we can do this, and maybe we can find the other pieces of lifesteal.
I got one rare. One I already got.
I'm just going to level these up to 4, give him a little bit more survivability. I think with Deacon's extra turn and then his extra chance to land the poisons, as long as the poisons land every once in a while, he's only got 12 accuracy. Jeez. $16. Get some more accuracy here. We can get above 20. That'd be good. I don't know how much accuracy you need for easy of clan boss. Probably not that much. You might not have much resistance at all. All right, let's go clan boss. Let's go 1 key, 1142. 1142. That's what we need. Been floating around in my head. 1142. 1142. Okay. So now we can use the extra turn mechanic. Oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? Feels so good. Get the weaken out there. We missed our drop defense. Poisons? Yes. Poisons? Yes. That's a lot more damage. That was like 20k more damage.
Are you doing a clan boss?
Yeah. Another poison. That's nice.
See how it goes.
The extra turn proc would be nice. It's only 10% chance, but if we can proc 1 or 2 of those in the round, that'll get us some extra poisons. No poisons there. Let's get the extra turn. Let's get a drop defense, please. Nope. Still no drop defense. Leech? Nope. Ah. The infiltrator's doing his job.
What does he do?
Poisons.
Poison? Nah, that makes sense. So how much damage do poisons actually do? Like, is it a percentage of the
Yeah, so it's 5% for the large
boss's
poison.
like health, or?
Yeah, it's 5% for the large poison and 2.5% for the small poison. But it's mitigated, so it's obviously,
Gotcha. Yeah.
if you put out 20 poisons of 5%, the thing would be dead. So yeah, it's mitigated. And it does less against bosses, I think, although it still does a ton against bosses. And the great thing about poisons, and I think this is one thing that's like, I know people talk about it, but it's something that, like, I think for new players, they really need to think about for a second before they understand just how valuable it is. Poisons scale. Direct damage doesn't scale. In fact, direct damage goes down. So as you go up on your clan boss difficulty, right, the clan boss has more health and more defense. So because it has more defense, direct damage if you're hitting with the same champion built the same way, right, and you go up a difficulty tier, you do less damage on the higher difficulty because there's more defense. But if you're a poison champion, because that HP pool is higher and it's a percentage based damage, your poisons actually do more damage regardless of the increase in defense. So poison champions scale, HP burn champions scale, and direct damage champions do not. So that's like a huge difference.
There we go. My Discord just crashed.
Aha. Did you miss that whole explanation?
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, they're going to have to sit through it again then, because you need to learn this. But what I was saying is,
I just missed like the last minute or so.
yeah, so basically, just because, like, when defense goes up on the boss, regular champions who just do straight damage, their damage goes down because defense increases. But because HP pools on the bosses increase and poisons are based on HP percentage, poisons actually do more damage the higher tier you go against. Like the higher the HP pool, the more they do. So if you want to build a champion one way and have them scale up, you want a poisoner or an HP burn, because HP burn does the same thing. We were talking about this yesterday. The difference between poison and HP burn. HP burn is like an AoE poison for less total percentage. So when an HP burn goes off, it burns everybody in the party. But it's not as high a percentage as poisons. I think we're gonna do our 1.1 this time. I have not been lucky with the debuffs. I don't know if I've had drop defense up this entire run, maybe once. But the extra turns help. There's a drop. Poisoners are down. So this is where I got to before, and then I died. So question is, can we get another 100 and basically 100,000 at this point? Can we get another 100,000? Whew, that was close.
Is this the normal clan boss?
This is easy.
You can do it.
It's almost there. All right, we got lucky there that was the stun turn. So we should be fine.
You've got the revive coming.
Yeah, I just used it. And now we get a poison out there. And we're good. We're going to pass it even without the poison. All right, 1 key. Barely.
Nice.
Barely, but we got it. My Athel's like, I'm not ready to go. There you go. 1 key. Okay. Well, I'm happy. I'll try the normal later on, maybe. But one of the things I can do is I can take this guy, and I can turn him into a chicken. But first I need some 2-stars. We'll do. Yeah, we don't need her. All right. So this guy, right? This. All right. That's another 4-star chicken. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to think about, where is she? I gotta send Eris. Let's look at Eris for a second. The extra turn, speed, counterattacks, speed in dungeons.
Yeah, that's the chick that I got not too long ago.
Yeah, she's solid, and it's Elven High Elf's faction crypt today.
Yeah, that is true. Deck of Fate ends in 12 hours. You may want to rank up what food you can make, get a shard out of it. That's true. I don't think I'm anywhere. Well, I've got 617.
I did get a void shard already out of it, and I've gotten some mystery shards, but this looks nice.
Got a void shard. Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty much out of energy unless I want to start digging more into it.
Saurus and Fellhound are the best farmers. I like Bellower. Don't mess with Colred's Cardiel. I have to go way back. My Lady Annabelle can do bomb all hard 10, struggle on higher states. Yeah, it's just about the build. You know, you got to get it tweaked the right way. Got to get the right gear on her. I dare say anyone that Cardiel is a better character than Saurus. No, not. Venom Mage, yes. Venom Mage is amazing. You can use Kale as an arena nuker to stay in gold 5. Embo is definitely better than Trunda, in my opinion, just because of Void, so you don't have to avoid teams with like Harima or something. You also can go through the unkillable buffs that like Skull Crown and Leorius get, so that helps. If you're pushing for plat, yeah, I would upgrade from Gimbo if you're going to push for plat. Staying in gold 5 is a lot easier than getting through gold 2 and 3. I would agree with that as well. Let's see what else. What do we got going? I've got my other account that I still have to play from time to time. I got to remember to do that. Okay, let's equip that. Let's equip this. So this one. It's nice. Let's maybe throw. Let's go looking for another piece here. Not crit rate subsets. Crit rate main stat. That could work. Son, are you just out of energy at this point?
Yep. I'm just sitting here waiting.
Just sitting here waiting. Well, how are your referrals doing?
About that time too. Well, I've got my void shards.
You've got your you've got your void shards from 2 of your 3 referrals.
Yep.
Oh, the 3rd referral was just that was quick to get you Marsa. So you could jump in there, make yourself a referral, and get those shards for the weekend. I would highly recommend doing that.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it. I mean, I would have to hit 30 by tomorrow.
Yeah, you could do that. We did 30 in the first 24 hours, I think, or just over that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not working. Let's just look at just. Let's see. We got HP, assist, HP, attack, crit damage. None of that's good. What about this? Defense with attack percentage and flat attack. May as well take this, I guess. Did you do your faction crypts? All the faction crypts that you can do?
I mean, I went as high as I could go. I'm
Yeah.
not getting past that boss yet, so.
But what about the other crypts?
I don't have any champions for them.
You don't have anything farmed up for those?
I haven't gotten a single champion for them.
You don't. Yes, you have. You've gotten uncommon champions for them.
I don't have a single Sylvan Watcher or Shadowkin. The only one that's open is High Elf, and I have just 1 rare at level 1, and she can't do anything to him.
Okay, so this is what, part of my method's going to come in. I'm going to show you right now. This is what I'm going to start doing. For the last 15 minutes of our stream, I'm going to get into this a little bit more. So as you can see,
Give us the tip.
Right now, I'm building up my Eris. Right now, Eris is a perfect champion for this because I need her. She's a fusion champion anyway, so I need to hold on to her for a little bit. And so what I'm going to do, she also has a mechanic. Ooh, let me get a shield on her. Let's see. Speed, a little bit of speed would not go amiss, but we'll see.
Did you use potions or something to level her?
No. No, I just farmed her up just like anybody else.
Oh, I thought you got her not too long ago, so.
Yeah, I just did it in the last couple hours.
Oh, gotcha.
2 resistance, which is awful, but I'm going to take it anyway. All right, so now I've got her at 120 speed, which is okay. She's got this skill, this A2, which puts an increased speed buff on all allies. Now, one of the things is I do need her as a fusion. She is a fusion right here. She is a fusion for Justiciar, which I'm probably going to hit maybe tomorrow or the next day. So I'm going to need her 3-star ascended anyway. And if I ascend her now, I unlock the second version of the skill, which is actually more speed, right? It goes from 15% speed to 30% speed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Shouldn't be too expensive. See if I can. I might have to get into. No, this is a little bit frustrating. Can't do that right now. Okay, so I'm not going to do that now, I guess. But I will get her there for. No, I should get her there now, shouldn't I? Darn it. They're going to send me over here to the Force Keep, but all right. Whatever. I guess I'm just showing the method. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be perfectly efficient. Now, one of the other things that I did here today is if you go and just look at factions for High Elves, I've got all my food champions that I leveled up today were High Elves. Not all of them, but I leveled up 4 High Elves. I'm going to hold on to my Eris. I've got 4 High Elves here. So I'm going to go into the faction crypt with that. I built her out a little bit. I put her in some lifesteal gear. I didn't put anything on anybody else, although I could throw some 1-star gear on them if I needed to keep them alive to try to get more stars. But the goal here is to maybe we can 3-star this first level, and then after this, maybe we can 1-star a couple of other levels. So this is the same thing I just did with Shadowkin, right? I built my Shadowkin food today. I've been previewing which factions were going to open. And then rather than just building random food and then consuming them as soon as I leveled them up, what I did was I said, okay, I know what faction crypt is open today. I'm going to level that food first. And I'm going to wait until I do the faction crypt. So I went in there in the Shadowkin faction. I got my faction, I just did the first level, but I got my faction crypt rewards. I got 10 glyphs plus a bunch of, I got 16 forge materials over in Shadowkin. Now I'm doing the same thing in Elves. I've already consumed most of my Shadowkin food, right? Because I want them as food. I want to use them as food. I don't want to keep them as faction crypt like people. So I just got 3 stars here, right? So I got 3 stars and I got a glyph and materials. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go as high as I can go. Now, maybe I can only get to 2, or maybe I can only get to 3. But at some point during this weekend, I'm going to pull some epics, right? So imagine I had a 4-star epic in the high elves here. Wouldn't have to be a good one. Could be anyone, right? Could be literally anyone. I'm not going to feed that epic. I'm just going to level it up to 40. I'm going to throw it on this team. Now, all of a sudden, I can get an extra 2 stages, maybe. Maybe I can get 3 stars on something where I could only get 1 star before, right? So as I progress my account, I'm naturally going to collect some faction crypt champions. But when I don't have any, I don't want to say to myself, well, I can't go in those faction crypts. I always need food early game. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to kill this faction crypt with what I can do with food champions. Now, let's say I was building towards a 6-star and I need some of these at level 30. Like I need some 3-star food. So I upgrade them to 3 stars. Maybe I upgrade them to level 30 because I need 4-star foods. Now with 2 30s or 3 30s in here, again, all food champions, not built, not masteried, right? I'm still getting more stuff, more forge materials, right? Now, we've got 4 faction crypts open today because there are 3 natural ones open, the Sylvan Watchers, Shadowkins, and High Elves. And then there's your starter champion one, right? So I want to make sure I max out the starter champion one as well. But because my starter champion is so strong, I should be able to 3-star a lot of that stuff. But I need 5 champions. This is not going to work. So that's going to be the end. So I need 5 champions. So I may as well level 2 food champions in my faction because I have 3. I have War Priest, Athel, and Deacon Armstrong. Those are my 3. You have 2, right? You have Spirit Host and Kale.
Yeah.
So get 3 snipers or whatever dark elf food you get that day. Don't use them to promote other food. Level them up, get them to 20, throw them into the faction crypts with Kale. You can 3-star all the way up to probably stage 6 or at least stage 4 with just food and Kale. So it's more stars. You get a higher level. Well, maybe not. You don't get a higher level. You're not going to get past the boss, but you get more stars. And then you can feed them, at the end of the week, or you can feed them the next day and do it again. So if you're wondering, which food should I be leveling? You shouldn't just be leveling random food. You should be leveling the food for that day's faction crypts or the next day's faction crypts. Do you know what I mean? Depending on when you're going to use your food and how close you are to the server reset. Yeah, so it's an extremely efficient way to get more value out of champions that otherwise you're literally throwing away this food, right? You get it up to 20 and then you throw them away. You turn them into 3 stars and you consume them. But why? I'm going to get 10 more glyphs and I'm going to get a bunch more forge materials. And I'm doing this in 3 faction crypts today. I have no Sylvan Watchers, so I can't do it with Sylvan Watchers. And I'm trying to remember. I don't even think there's a Sylvan Watcher uncommon at this point. They haven't done that, right? Because they will at some point, but they haven't done it yet. Because when Shadowkin launched, they didn't have an uncommon, right? So they had to put those in later.
I see. Interesting. That makes sense, though.
Hey, Vrist, how you doing? Now, it gets more complicated. There's more stuff. Because as you go, right, you're going to want, one, you're going to get, like, what happens when you get a champion in a particular level that you want to build, right? Because that changes things. And then, like, you'll also slow down your 6-star production. Like, you won't have enough energy to, like, turn a 6-star, like, every time. So you'll have, like, level 30s and level 40s in food. You can also do this thing where it's, if you get 5 champions, you get 4 of them to 20 and 1 of them to 40. No, I'm sorry, 1 of them to 30. So like I'm doing here, right? When I'm done with the day's faction crypt, actually, no, this is not quite right. It's 40 and 30. If you get 1 to 40, and then I guess you have to get all the others to 30. 1 to 40, and then 4 to 30. Right? That's a 5-star champion. Because your 40 turns, like, you can use all your 30s to become 4-star chickens. You have 4 of them. That goes into your 40 to become a 5-star chicken. So you can also do that with a faction. You can be like, you know, I don't have a permanent champion in the faction, but I know that I have a faction coming in 3 days. So I'm going to get 1 level 40 and 4 level 30s for that faction crypt. And then the day that it drops, I'm going to just complete it, like, as fast as I can. And then I'm going to get my 5-star chicken, clear out my inventory, and then I have a 5-star chicken sitting there. And then I don't have to worry about that faction crypt for, you know, another week or whatever. I mean, sometimes faction crypts open back to back. You have to watch the timers. But yeah, 5 champions equal 1 5-star chicken, if you do it the right way. And they can also definitely definitely get you through stage 6. You will 3-star all the way up to stage 6 if you put 1-star gear on them. I should do a video of this. Like, I should do this today because I have this stuff going now, but I'll have to wait.
Yep, it's gonna be a day.
And so the thing is, as soon as I use this food, now I got to look ahead. I'm like, okay, I think it's orcs and ogrins tomorrow. So as I level the food for the rest of the day into tomorrow, I want to level orcs and ogrins, and I want to look for, you know, like, the good ones. Like, if I have the choice, I don't want to take the worst ones. I want to take the best ones, you know? So if they have, like, an AoE attack, or maybe they have, like, a shield, or, you know, something, like, I want to take a champion that, like, is going to let me 3-star more stages.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So as you go further, the tip gets bigger. Bryce is just I shouldn't say push. I shouldn't say pushing the tip. I was just saying Bryce is pushing this tip thing. Bryce is pushing. Yeah. Got a void shard from Deck of Fate, Brist. Very nice. So did I. That's awesome. Is this Pestilus fella any good? I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. Please play some free-to-play music if you want. Suggestion for the future. We definitely could do that. Maybe quietly in the background have some free-to-play. So look, again, 10 glyphs from food plus 23 materials. They're the lowest level materials, but those are, by the way, that's cash, right? Go to your forge, and you're just like, all right, I need, you know, I'm going to make some resilience, the 3 and 4. Like, I've got 100 of those. It costs 1 of these silver bars. I can make 10 pieces of this. Some of it'll be 4-star gear I keep. Some of it'll be total trash I'll sell. I'm going to get a lot of cash out of this. You know, so somebody before was saying, well, like, do you want to put 1-star gear or whatever on your food champions, because aren't you losing that money? It's like, yeah, I get it right back with the materials that I farmed, right? And I can also get the 4 and 5-star gear now, you know? So obviously I don't want to use all of this. I want to use it for 4 and 5-star gear. I'd like to get to the 6-star gear, but all you have to do is get to, let's see. So in a faction crypt, you need to get to stage 13 to get legendary. So you only need to get through 1 boss, and then you need to find a way to get to stage 13. Now, you'll probably only do this with your starter champion, like, for a while. once you get like Wukong will probably get it. If you have one 6-star champion in a faction, and you just have like maybe one other 4-star champion in a faction, like a 6-star and a 4-star could get to stage 13 in every faction. You might be able to get there to stage 13 without that, but I've been stalled out at like 11 before in some factions. Some factions are harder than others. And some 6-stars are not as powerful as others in faction crypts. So, but yeah, so that's most of the tip. Bryce, that's most of the tip. Was that enough? Do you need
most of the tip?
Do you need a little more?
That's enough.
That's enough for now.
Yep, it's that time. I'm starving. I banned it.
All right, I'm gonna have to go look at Pestilus. I feel like I have Pestilus on an account. Somewhere I have Pestilus.
You want to make your appearance, buddy?
Pestilus is Knights Revenant, maybe? Am I mistaken? There he is. Pestilus. Attacks 2 times at random. Leech. 50% chance, 75% chance of HP burn for 2 turns on one enemy. Heals all allies. Increase accuracy and increase crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Speed is low. Defense is kind of low. HP pool is good. Doesn't feel great to me. Single target HP burn. That's not 100% chance. Who cares about the turn meter? I don't want that. I want the HP burn. Increase accuracy is not awful. Increase crit damage is nice. So that's a decent skill on a 3-turn cooldown. But the A1 is... It's okay. It's okay. The A2 is not good. If you want an HP burn champ, there are so many better HP burn champs out there. Yeah, I wouldn't go with this Pestilus guy. I mean, I guess maybe somebody who has a leech and an HP burn with some heal, like heals all allies if the HP burn is placed. Like maybe there's a solo build for this guy with, he's got enough HP. Maybe there's a solo build for this guy that's work, but he's low speed, low defense. Yeah, I don't know. He's reviewed pretty well, but doesn't feel great to me as a free-to-play player. Not going to be useful in enough places unless you can get a really good solo build out of him, which you might be able to do because of the leech. Turn off the A3. Maybe put him in a toxic set. Turn off the H3. An immortal, toxic and immortal. I don't think he's tanky enough. I don't think he's tanky enough. All right, what's next? Oh, we got to get back to Dragon's Lair, right? What do we need? Total of 5 artifacts from stage 5 or higher.
Get him some victuals? I'm not sure what
Victuals is food.
that means. Victuals?
Yeah.
I have never heard that word in my life.
I want to see, maybe should I be pushing stage 9 now? I could try that. I'm not going to be able to push stage 10. So the question is it more efficient to just farm stage 7 or to push to stage 9? I think it's probably better just to stay here. So I can probably do it with just these 3. And I can just bring in some more food.
Yeah, are you gonna keep going?
Oh, wow. It's 5:36.
Yeah. I've been throwing hints.
No, I wanted to show my tip, and I did, and yeah, and now I can take a break, have some dinner,
Gave him the tip.
say hello to the wife, take the dog out, do a lot of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
listen, this was fun. This was fun. It went by fast. It went by really fast for me. We've got a video out there, so hopefully you guys can watch that. It's, I think, an interesting video. And thanks for hanging out. If you want to like the stream, feel free to like the stream. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, consider joining our Discord. We have 3 spots left in our guilds. I think there's a grand total of 3 spots. They might already be gone. But if you are interested in getting into one of our guilds, I call them guilds, clans. We have 3 spots in our clans. Yeah, so for this Sun Wukong free-to-play challenge, get over to the Discord, fill out an application. We'll get you sorted right away. Son, you got anything for the people?
It's been a fantastic time. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some more energy.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
Hopefully we'll have been able to pull a sacred shard.
Yes. And if we do get sacred shards, we will try to record that and post that in a video tomorrow. What we might actually do is we might wait. We might wait and do all of the shard pulls and then do one big long shard pull video at the end of the weekend or something. I don't know. I think we should probably pull some shards during the stream on Saturday, actually. Maybe we'll pull shards live. I mean, they're void shards. We only have like 6 between us,
Yeah.
but why not? We'll do it during the stream. Tomorrow's Saturday, so do we want to start a little bit early in the day, you think?
Yeah, depending on everything else that's going on.
Yeah, we'll probably
I'll have
go
to figure it out.
We'll start a little bit earlier. Maybe we'll start back at like, 11 a.m. or something. Then we can be done early. Okay. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I've been Colred. He's been Sun. This has been Colred Plays. See you later.
Have a good one.